Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. Thank you guys for subscribing. Appreciate you guys. So tonight, is it night where you are? It's between night and day right here. Okay. So we're going to be talking about house spirits. And you're going to be talking about house spirits while over a cup of tea, darling. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So get y'all something to drink, tea or coffee or whatever. I'm going to be showing you guys and telling you guys a few things about how you guys can work with house spirits. So if you have a house, a home, apartment, whatever you guys have, there are always these energies and spirits you can work with, whether they be your own or just typically to your house or your land or whatever. So I always like to keep flowers and things like that from my garden in the house to, I also have like little altars and things like that I keep, flowers and water on and things like that for any type of spirits that may be in the house so that they can, and also a candle so they can feed off of that. Because a lot of times if you don't feed your house spirits, what will happen is a lot of things will start, like a lot of things will start. If you ever noticed a house light flicker or something like that, it's because there might be some energies there and they're feeding off of the electricity because they don't have anything else to feed off of. So that's why a lot of times when you see people who work with spirits, they always have candles lit and food out and flowers out and things like that for anybody's house spirits. And, back in the old days, the Victorian days, they always used to keep fresh flowers in the house, fresh bread or food out on, in the kitchen and things like that, because they a lot of times work with their own personal house spirits and incorporated a lot of what they did daily into this. Also, like the herbs that they would use in their cooking, like you could just get from your garden. A lot of women had their own garden back then, which I definitely feel like most women should have if they are able to have a garden. You should always have some fresh herbs or flowers for yourself and, just for having in the house. Okay. I also like to make little bottles like this. And you can put whatever you want in these. They can be offerings for the house spirit or whatever you like, whatever you think your house spirit's like. If you get to know who they are and things like that, you can definitely put things in a bottle for them and keep that on the altar or in a bowl, whichever one, doesn't really matter. So, yeah. You said your spirits of your house have anorexia? They don't be eating? Well, they feed off of energy of other stuff. So like if you ever feel really tired or if you have certain, pets that aren't as, frisky as they used to be, you might want to feed your house spirits, which can just be making them like a cake or putting a cookie out, some water or lighting a candle, maybe like a nice trinket or whatever. That's dedicated to a house spirit or a specific spirit that you work with or whatever. Some people do deities, goddesses, whatever you have on your altar. If they're ancestor spirits, all those things you can definitely give offerings to and feed them. But if you just have house spirits and they're not, any particular goddess or name, because I don't really work with goddesses. I feel like I just have that goddess energy already. So a lot of times you can accomplish things through, your spirits, your house spirits and other spirits that you work with. And so a lot of you guys asked me for some books on spirits and all that kind of stuff last time. So I got a bunch of books. But I'm only going to show a few. And they're all going to be linked in that description. They're all going to be linked in the description under the Amazon link, except maybe one, but I think it's on there. Okay. So the Visual Alchemy book is a really good book on how to create sigils, and art and all this kind of stuff. And this will definitely help you to create a magic sigil for any type of working or how you want your house spirits to, if you want your house spirits to work with certain sigils, like this one is for protection and things like that. So if you're trying to attract a protection house spirit, you can use some of these sigils in here, and they teach you how to make them. So this is called Visual Alchemy by Laura Tempest Zerkoff, and I think Zerkoff, yeah. And it's also listed in the description under the Amazon link. So that's a good one if you want to start making sigils to work with your spirits, or to give them, a specific task, or if you want to use them to create a spell work or whatever. So that is a good one. Another one, and this one is not for beginners. I will repeat, this one is not for beginners unless you stop, I'll say around page 52. Like, this is the good place to stop if you're a beginner for this book. It's called, and I've showed you this on this channel before, Spirit Conjuring for Witches by Frater Barbarous. This one is a good one if you are experienced. But like I said, after page 52, you should definitely pause if you if you are not experienced, because on page 52, this is where basically it says, okay, if you're going to conjure anything else besides the spirits that are around you, or your house spirits or such and such like that, then you're getting into deeper territory. So that's why I have this marked right here, just so you guys know. Okay, so this book will definitely tell you how to connect with any type of goddess or god in order to work with spirits a lot better and to open up that spiritual realm in your world and things like that. It'll teach you how to get into that space and all that kind of stuff. It's really good at explaining it, actually. So get that book if you really want to know. But like I said, 52 is where all people should stop if they're kind of beginning, okay? And because it gets into the deeper stuff there, okay? Then I also got this Moon Magic Journal by Aurora Kane. And this is just if you're wanting to start to work with like the moon cycles, and there's moon spells and things like that in there as well, and different rituals and meditations. I got it because I thought it was just a journal. I didn't know it had like prompts in it. But it's okay. I mean, it's kind of cool if you want to write about, how you feel during each moon phase. It's kind of cool to see how the moon affects you if you are just curious. Okay. Sprinkle. He said, if you have if you're scared, please. Oh yeah, if this is scary to y'all gotta go. Yeah, we don't, like over here. I've been doing this for too long. If y'all scared, y'all got to go. All right, like grow up or go somewhere else. Been doing this for too long for y'all to be scared of it. If y'all are new to the channel, then yes, probably scared. But if y'all are new to the channel and y'all don't like the scary stuff, if this scares you, you should definitely click off and go somewhere else, because like I don't want you to be scared, Okay, another thing you can do. Okay, so I got some of these soaps, and you can buy soap that resonates with, the type of spirits you're trying to work with. So this is like a patchouli soap, and then we have a lavender. So depending on what type of spirits are attracted to these sort of scents or oils, You would use this soap if you're doing like a spiritual bath and you're trying to, invoke any type of spiritual energy. So, or you can just use regular essential oils in your bath, or you can just use the soaps. These are really good because if you make soap, you can make them yourself, or you just get them at Whole Foods. They have all types of like homemade soap with lots of essential oils in it, and you can do that. And that's kind of nice, so you don't have to order anything online. To just go straight to the Whole Foods store because they always have that good type of soap. You know what I'm saying? All right. You can cleanse your space with anything you like. Some people use a spray, rose water. Some people use sage, incense, a floral water that they may use or whatever. So it just depends on how I feel and how I choose to cleanse the area. Some people use Florida water. Some people just, recite some words. Some people even use music or sound. So if you have like a singing bowl, something like that, you can definitely use that to clear the space. This is like a mini one, and I don't want to bling it because it might hurt your ears. So something like that, even a bell. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, you said someone told you to call Archangel Michael for protection. Do you think it's because they put voodoo on you? How do you know if someone put a spell on you? I don't like I always tell people, if people put a spell on you, only if you believe it that it is true. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, so that's part of it. Like a lot of the stuff, like a lot of witchcraft and a lot of spells are literally to trigger you psychologically. So if you're not triggered psychologically when someone says, I'll put a spell on you, then nothing's going to happen. Okay, so it's more of a psychological trigger. Okay, so y'all have to realize this. It's not something that you need to take seriously if you don't take it seriously. I keep telling people this, but a lot of people keep forgetting, and it's kind of like they keep believing when they don't have to. And a lot of times people are doing this to themselves by looking for things. You know what I'm saying? So the spirits will help you with that. Like if you have house spirits or things like that, spirits will help you to know exactly, what it is you're feeling and why you're feeling it. So for example, if you feel like someone put a spell on you and you don't know for sure, if you have a set of oracle cards or tarot cards, you can literally ask your spirits, or even if you have a pendulum, you can literally ask your spirits if someone is doing something to you, and or who may be having, these types of feelings towards you. And it'll give you a better clarity in what is bothering you. Okay, and subconsciously. So subconsciously, you're literally just trying to see what's bothering you on a deeper level. Okay. After that, write it down. Get your little journal. I have a little journal. I'm writing down a lot of stuff in. I always have different notebooks and journals that I write stuff in. So like you can have one for your tarot readings, one for your oracle readings. I got this cute little tarot journal at 5 and Below, and it even has all the meanings of the tarot cards in there, along with blank spaces where you can write your tarot readings. So this is only $5. So you can communicate through the spirits like that, especially the one that's into your home. Yeah. So if you don't feed in, if you don't feed into it, if you don't believe it, if you're just listening to learn and not, if you're just listening to learn and not seriously 100% fear or believe anything, then it's just a learning, just going to learn. So, if you're all going to write in caps, I'm going to take you out. So can y'all be considerate and not type in caps, because that's very rude on this channel. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If I see caps, you're gone. All right. The reason why I'm saying that is because it's very rude. Okay. All Yeah, Five Below has really good books. But you know, you can find the best books online. I have a lot of books that are kind of rare. Not a lot. I have a few books that are very rare. That I got really cheap at, you know, Goodwill or thrifting stores that are like 500 and some dollars online, definitely. So, you know, make sure you go and look through like used bookstores, thrift stores, and things like that. You're always going to find really good, cheap books. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Do you know any books you can benefit your powers? Um, there's lots of books on Amazon. Just look, check that link in the description bar, and there's so many books on that. On that, yeah, you'll see. I don't have any specific books because yeah, but you can check the Amazon link. All right, sprinkle, sprinkle. So a lot of people are asking me all these things. Do I work with the? I'm telling you guys, but y'all won't listen. I don't work with deities. I don't work with I don't work with deities. I just feel like you take on the characteristics that you would like, and you create, you know, whatever it is that you want to create. So you're just taking the characteristics of certain energies, ideas, or thought forms. You're not literally worshiping or working with any type of, you know, anything. You're just, so how I do it, I'll tell you. If you have a specific deity in mind, read a book that teaches you the qualities and the characteristics of how that deity is. And then you see if those qualities are something that you would like to incorporate within your daily. If not, then you're not really working with the characteristics and qualities of those deities. Okay. So whenever someone or whenever I say on my channel, I work with this or that, or, you know, I'm fond of this or that, it's not that I worship or work with them as a entity. It's that I read and learn their characteristics and see if that's something that I would like to incorporate in my, you know, my daily. Okay. So I don't feel that way. A lot of people do feel that way. And I say, okay, great. But I feel I feel a higher level. So that's how I feel. And if you start feeling that way too, it'll take a lot of the guesswork out of anything and a lot of the fear out of anything. Okay. So can you name some spirits, or are you just talking about any at all? Well, it depends on what you get as a name. I just say house spirits because I don't really have any particular names for them. You can name them if you want, but I don't really have any particular names for any house spirits. I just say house spirits. Now, like, yeah. Uh-oh, sprinkle, sprinkle. New members in the house. Yeah, I just say house spirits, y'all. I don't really give them any type of particular name. So your deity is your house. No, y'all not listening. Y'all not listening. I'm gonna say it one more time. I'm gonna give y'all a great example. Let's take a character in a book. If you're calling a character in a book a deity, then that's what it sounds like to me. Okay. So if you're taking a character in a book and just calling it a deity, that's what it sounds like to me. So is your character your higher self? No, my character is my character. Get it? Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. You should read whatever book you choose. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. So this is how I look at deities and goddesses. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Appreciate that. So if y'all look at it a different way, that's great. But I don't. I look at it as characters in a book. All right. Characters in a movie, characters on the screen, characters, not anything to be worshipped. Now, if you like a specific type of character, and you say, oh yes, I like this type of character. These are the type of characteristics that, you know, I like. You're always going to be attracted to a specific type of character, even when you watch different types of movies or read different types of books. There's always going to be a certain type of character that you really like because you kind of, you know, can relate to them. Okay, so whatever character, whatever characteristics in any type of goddess or deity, as you guys call them, you're attracted to, then, you know, that's how I feel like it should be explained. Because if people do too much, they're going to end up worshiping. They're going to end up falling under the, you know, the spell, the mind spell, and all this kind of stuff. So definitely just look at it as characters. Okay. And spirits could be just like the live comments. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, if you're watching, like, let's say y'all are watching a live episode of a show, right? And you know how on some streaming companies, they have like where people can watch together, like a watch party. So you can definitely feel like the spirits are like that. And they're commenting and saying things about, you know, the movie, or they're discussing the movie or whatever. And they're saying their favorite parts and all this kind of stuff. At the same time, the actor or the characters in the movie are, you know, they're going to be like, okay, they're going to go back and read some of the stuff, maybe if there's, you know, some available, or if somebody, you know, has the comments section going and they can read it later. Great. But at the same time, it doesn't have anything to do with the person on the screen or the actor themselves. It's just, you know, if you want information, it's there. If you want to know what people said or thought, it's there. So house spirits are kind of like the same thing. They can help, they can be helpful, they can give you information, they can also tell you things you may not have known, because you're just going to be tapping in to a different, you know, source of information. So that's the best way I can really explain it for you guys. Okay. They're here to distract. Well, it depends on how you use them. You know, if you use them as a distraction, if you need to be distracted, that's one thing. But if you're using them to get information, then that's another thing. Okay. Oh, you said someone is in here distracted, doing things. Okay, well, I didn't see them. Is this for women who men don't naturally protect them? What do you mean, working with house spirits? I don't know. Do men have house spirits? I mean, I thought all houses had spirits. Okay, so yeah, a lot of people like feed their house spirits from even the old times. So keeping offerings out, fresh flowers, burning incense, and all that kind of stuff. Or a candle, whatever you choose. Communicate with them through divinity, like divining. I'm sorry, cards, oracle cards, flipping a coin, pendulum, however. And then, you know, you can get a lot of information and answers that way. Like I've got so many answers, ideas, and cool, you know, just tidbits of knowledge just by working with my own house spirits. So you gotta know, you know, when to, and your intuition is definitely much stronger at that time of the month, ladies. So if you're going to divine or ask questions, make sure you know that time of the month is the best time to get the most accurate answers. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. He literally thought I wanted the Spanish man in your area. What? Okay. Like I don't know like what y'all are talking about. If it's not making sense, I'm not paying attention to it. Okay. But whatever, I'm not keeping up with any of the conversation there. So y'all can have that. Okay. So a lot of people were asking me to show this book. because it's like almost $500 on Amazon. And I had no idea until I looked it up recently. And I actually got this book for like less than $2 at Goodwill. And it goes for 400 and something dollars, almost $500 for the hard copy. And this is the hardcover on Goodwill. I mean, on Amazon. So this book right here is deep. This book is, it shows you your true powers as a woman on a psychological level as well. He has written other books. His name is Alan Blakely. He's written other books too, but those are also expensive, even though they're newer written books. They're also expensive because it's very psychological. It's like it tells you how to look at the world. It gives you ways to see things in a different way that you never thought of, in a perspective. And this is really about the moon cycle and the moon tree of a woman and how it allows her to be very powerful psychologically as well, and the power she wields. And the reason why this book's so expensive is because it was written in the 80s, 82, I believe. And this gives a lot of information that most books that are written today do not give. That's why it's so expensive, because the older books have more information and they have way more occult knowledge than these newer written books, okay? Because back then, they used to really have to do their research and dive deep into lots of different things that were very much kept secret, okay? And so they spilled a lot of tea when they wrote stuff, okay? Okay, it's called Fruits of the Moon Tree by Alan Blakely. Yeah. It should be in the description bar under the little Amazon book links or the spiritual store on the Amazon. Okay, so yeah, that book is very, very interesting. Y'all got to read that. You know, if you're not well versed in, like, it's coded. Let me tell y'all, first of all, if y'all don't understand code, it's coded. It's straight up coded. Like, you gotta know something to even read this. So I wouldn't waste my money on it if you don't know how to read and code. Okay. Or should they say the spirit? Like a lot of people say, you got to be in the spirit to be able to read it, which means you have to be connected to the spiritual realm, or you have to be able to know metaphor and have read a lot of things that allow you to connect dots. This is definitely a coded book. But if you read it without knowing how to decode, it's basically just a psychological book on with a lot of stories in it. Not stories, but like examples and things like that. You won't get what it's trying to say if you don't know the code. But if you know the code, you can see a deeper meaning into it. But if not, it's still a good book. But if you don't know the code, don't waste your money until you learn it. The code, I just think it's just, basically learning how to read between the lines and use metaphor when trying to sift through what their true meaning is. Okay, because a lot of stuff is metaphor. If you don't know the metaphor for things, it's not going to be as profound as it could be. Okay, and I'll show you guys. Here's another book. I thought it was very rare, but only the hard copy is very expensive of this book. It's called A Complete Dictionary of Symbols by Jack Trissiter. And this is an old book because I've been having this for a long time. If you want to know a lot about signs and symbols, get this book and just go through it and read it. Or look up the symbol, because even if you look up a symbol or a sign online, a lot of the times it doesn't go into depth like some of these books do. And so, oh, this smells so good. It smells like my candle upstairs. Anyway, so it doesn't go into depth the way this does, and also has pictures and all kind of stuff. It goes in alphabetical order, and it's very thick and long. What I've been doing is actually copying a lot of the symbols and the definitions of them in a book. The ones that I like, the ones that I want to remember. So you need to learn how to decode with a symbols book, and you need to learn metaphor, and you need to learn how to decode like the deeper meanings of things, in order to read certain books and get the most out of them. Because if you don't, you're just going to be getting the mundane information. Okay. How did I find it for a low price? Because I found it thrifting. I didn't buy it online. I was in the thrift store and I saw it and I just picked it up. I didn't have any idea what this book was. It just looked interesting. And I didn't pick this book up and read it for years after I found it in a thrift store. And then one day I went to go look for it on my bookshelf and I started to read it. I was like, this book is really good, and then someone actually told me the other day, this book is worth or cost $500 something on Amazon. And I had no idea. I got it for like less than $1. So you should go really look at the bookshelves in thrift stores or used bookstores a lot of times, because especially if they're old, they don't know what they really have. Okay. So that's what I have been reading the last couple of weeks, as well as the Spirit Conjuring book. And I have a book about the visual alchemy and all that kind of stuff. So I try to read more than one book at a time. Okay. All right. I already know how to decode. That's what I'm saying. I don't need to connect to decode. Unless there's more to decode. If I feel like I need to decode something on a deeper level, then I just continue to learn. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So I learn by just learning. Okay. That's all I do. So, like, I know a lot of people think because I have my other channel, I'm just like doing whatever, going to the mall and shopping and spending money or doing nothing. Like, no, I spend a lot of my time reading. I'm a nerd. Okay. I spend a lot of my time doing things. I have a garden. I read. I like to be creative and things like that. So, yeah. I do like clothes though. I like shopping. But I try to do that online more than anything. How do you get over the fear of manifesting, changing the natural order of flow? I don't fear anything, and I don't really like, my life is how I create it and what I choose. So that's all I can tell you. Like, I choose whatever makes me, how I want to feel. So there's no fear. It's just a lot of people associate change and fear and all that kind of stuff. If you choose to do things at your own pace, how you like them done, without anyone trying to tell you anything, then that's your best life. That's how you live your best life. Okay. So that's how most people should live. They shouldn't live by feeling any pressure, any rules, any of this, any of that. They should just literally just live their best life at their own pace, doing exactly what it is that they choose and want to do. If not, then a lot of people will live in fear and all that kind of stuff. But I really don't care. I literally just do what I want. And that is the best way. Because if you psychologically free yourself from a lot of the limited thinking, then everything is just fun. Everything is just literally an illusion that you create. Okay. But I know a lot of y'all already know that. So if you don't, now you do. Okay. If y'all are going to ask me personal questions, I'm not going to answer them because it has nothing to do with the video and it doesn't really matter. So I'm not answering personal questions that have nothing to do with the video. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. So Yeah, y'all gotta ask, if y'all are gonna talk to me and y'all are gonna ask questions, make sure they're pertaining to the video, like, and things like that. So yeah, how do you transmute guilt? I don't feel guilt. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I barely feel guilt unless unless it's something that, affects my kids. I don't feel guilt. Because before I decide to do something, I make sure that I don't feel bad about doing it, and I just go ahead and do it. Okay. If you're gonna feel guilty about doing something, don't do it. If you're gonna feel guilty about it later, don't do it. If you're not, then go ahead and do it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. What's your opinion on fearing? Why would you fear spirits? I don't fear anything. So we'll get to that point where you don't fear nothing. You're supposed to be on a higher plane and a higher level and a higher frequency than any type of spirits to fear them. Okay. It's kind of like if you're playing a video game, do you fear the characters on the video game for real? Or are you just not thinking on the same realm that you're on? You know what I'm saying? So for example, if you're playing a video game and something's chasing you on the game, I mean, your levels of, your heart rate may increase. You might feel like some sort of way. But if you just put down the remote control, it's not real. So to fear spirits is like fearing something in a video game. It's not on this plane. It's not going to affect you mentally or physically unless you somehow are feeling that you're really inside of that realm of spirit. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you have to think. So if you're feeding a spirit or communicating with a spirit, it's not that you're in the same realm. It's that you're just a certain amount apart where you can still communicate and, benefit. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. So I don't believe in possession. I think it's like more of a, it just depends on your level of knowledge. I think it depends on your level of knowledge and if you allow or unaware those energies. But if you're aware, then it's harder to be possessed. The more aware you are of something and the higher you vibrate, the less likely you're able to be possessed. All right. So how do you connect with spirits around you? You can use tarot cards or a pendulum or oracle cards to kind of communicate. You can use whatever. Some people do spirit writing, whatever. You can ask spirits to show you signs or communicate with you through certain methods and see it like that. Okay, let me explain it in an easier way. When you are connected or in tune with the spiritual realm, you're still in this realm, but now you are more in tune with the spiritual realm and you can get a little bit more information. So it's kind of like that. You're still in the physical world, but you like everything starts to communicate when necessary or when you need it to. So it's kind of like that. So if y'all remember the movie Harry Potter, right? So it's kind of like when they go to the wizard world, right? And everything is magical over there. And then they go back to the muggle world and it's normal, right? So it's kind of like that, but you're not in a physical place. It's more of a mental, metaphysical place. So basically, I'll give y'all a good example. So in the normal muggle world, I would say, you wouldn't really be paying close attention to anything. Nothing would matter. I mean, nothing would really catch your attention. But when you're focused and you're, in the spiritual realm, like if you're, yeah, it's 5D consciousness, exactly. You're focused in the spiritual realm, there's more metaphor and meaning to things. Okay. So basically that. If y'all ask me one more time, stop asking me personal questions. Okay. All right. I'm just trying to be nice, but y'all don't need to know because it really doesn't matter. Okay. It's not going to help you in any type of way. The reason why I'm saying that, like, y'all don't need to know anything about the personal things that I'm not talking about. You said any tips to actually hear spirits? It just depends if you want to hear them. You know, you can request, you can be like when you speak to your spirits, you just speak out loud. You can say, you know what, this is how I want you to communicate with me. And then you can say this way, but not this way but not that way. So you get to choose. You literally just choose how you want to be communicated with. If you don't choose, then they may choose any way or any form to communicate with you. So that's why you have to choose if you don't want these spirits communicating with you through certain ways. You know, if you don't want to hear them, then only allow them to communicate with you through certain ways. Okay. All right. Some people, they have to become, in order to see this realm, a lot of times you have to go into trance. People can do it with hypnosis, some type of, trance or anything, something like that can get you into this, focused type of spiritual realm that you can go in and out of at will. Okay. So, for example, if you want to turn it off, basically you just turn it off and you go and do the normal stuff that you always do. But when you want to connect, then you turn it on by, saying, okay, well, I want to speak with this, I want to be in a more spiritual, atmosphere. And then you start focusing. Maybe you read a book that gets you there, like get you in the feeling, maybe light a candle, put some music on, make the ambiance, and then you're there. So that's why, like, if you ever see on TV, on movies, elixirs definitely help. Whenever you're like on TV, you see like these people that are communicating with the spirits. They got like all the candles and incense going and the music, and they have all this stuff going because it helps you get into that space. You know what I'm saying? And when you're in that space, once you're there, it's very easy to communicate. What if you believe at first you were affected but now you don't believe it anymore? Do you need anything? No, because you can tell them to go away at any time, but be gone. Move on to the next, Or, I really don't resonate with you, so, go find something else to do. Basically like that. How do you know if it's your mind talking versus actually? Because my mind is too, I know my mind, believe me. My mind is just like my mouth. Okay, my mind is just like my mouth. So if it doesn't sound like me, it ain't me. And it's not really a sound. It's more like a knowing. It's not like someone is talking to you. It's like a knowing. You know what I'm saying? So you're not hearing voices. You're not doing any of those things. It's just a knowing. That's all I can tell you. No, like sprinkle. I already said that distractions. Like those are just distractions saying, you have energies there. Okay. Numbers. Those are all just distractions to say, look, the energies are here. Because you're not paying attention. It's like you're in a realm, but you're not paying attention to it. So make sure you're paying attention to it. That's what I do. Like, if I feel like I want, because sometimes they'll call you there. Like, okay, well, maybe it's time to do some reading, get back into your books that you read, learn some more stuff. Maybe communicate with some cards, or get your pendulum out, or just start writing something or creating something. Go work in your garden, go pick some flowers, go make some tea, make some herbs, make a cute flower arrangement. There's a lot of things that you can do. I like to read books. I like to decode. I like to definitely like work with my oracle cards and things like that. You said, have I heard about shadow people? Yeah, I used to see them a long time ago. I haven't seen them at all lately. I used to see them a long, long time ago. Yeah, when I lived in a whole different house. So, yeah, they're not this house though. Mm-hmm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, that's not my Amazon store. Those are just things that I suggest. So yeah, you could definitely shop there though, but because like if you click on it, I do get some credit for that, but it's not really my store. It's just all the stuff that I have bought or want to buy or suggest you guys. So a lot of stuff I do have. Okay. You said, what are shadow people? Shadows? They're just shadows, I guess. I mean, they don't bother me. They never bothered me. Okay. When I was little, I just saw them so much, they just never bothered me. They were just normal. And I didn't care. Like, they don't bother me. See, a lot of people are scared because it freaks you out. But like, if you've been seeing like shadow figures and been very connected to the spiritual realm since you were a child, none of this stuff bothers you. Especially if you took the time and energy and effort to learn about it. None of it really is scary or bothers you at all. It's like, I can watch most horror movies without being scared. I can go right to sleep at night. Like, none of that stuff scares me. It's literally just like funny because it's not scary to me because I see the metaphor. Once you see the metaphor and the deeper meaning of like horror movies, they're not even scary. So it's kind of like it's kind of like, you want to watch a scary movie that's really good, but it's not going to scare you because you can't see it on a mundane level. You're only seeing it as what they're trying to really say, So nothing scares me on a horror movie level. In fact, I kind of like a lot of the horror movies because it's more intriguing. Yep. So, another way that you can communicate with your house spirits is a lot of times they can do nice like little favors for you. So you can like maybe write them a note or, mention things that you would like and see how fast they come to you, Okay. Like literally, you could speak something and then like in an hour or two from there, you're getting exactly what you've been, wanting. Yeah, I talked to them about the paperwork, and they used to send instruction, but I guess they hired someone else and they don't put the paperwork in there. So I definitely told them to, or to send it to me or something. But I'm working on that. But definitely, I just do like 10 drops in the morning and 10 drops in the afternoon. Okay. A lot of the paperwork that used to come with it says, to keep the formula on you so you can connect with the energies and all that kind of stuff. When people sleep with it under their pillow, don't drop it though, because it is made out of glass. Different elixirs are going to have different formulas. They're going to be different consistencies and all that. They're not all going to be clear. Some are going to be more of the, mixed with a powdery substance, and some are going to be clear and some are going to be different. So they're all a little bit different because they're all a different alchemy. And I took them all pretty much the same way. 10 drops in the morning, 10 drops in the afternoon. All right. You said you've heard footsteps upstairs in your house? Yeah. I had a whole room that spirits kind of took over for a second. The lights all went out. The lights in that room would not work for like a year. We had to like replace the fuse and everything, and they just kept going out. Now it's working now, but um, it's kind of cool because lights would flicker whenever we would be like using the pendulum or the Ouija board, the spirit board, or the ghost apps and try to communicate. The lights would start to flicker, so that's how we knew that we had some spirits. Okay. And a lot of times, like when you have those type of spirits and energies, if you're like I said, if you're calling them from somewhere else, that's a different story. But if they're already in your house, like house spirits, and a lot of times house spirits come with like the materials that are used to build a house, from the trees and the wood that the house is made out of. A lot of the energies that were there on the land that the house was built on. A lot of the energies that are created from, the energies of your family and things like that. Those are all in the house. And the older your house gets and the longer you stay in the same place, the more connected you become with your spirits. But if you're calling in spirits from elsewhere, those aren't the same. You know what I'm saying? So if you are calling in spirits from elsewhere, they may be a little different than your house spirits. They may like cause, like if you don't have enough candles and stuff for them to feed off of, they may start messing with your lights and flickering stuff and all that kind of stuff. So you got to be careful if you call things in and don't like say goodbye and tell them to leave. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh, appreciate that. Thanks. So how do you clear out unwanted energies? I say like open a window and burn some sage and tell them goodbye. And maybe, bye. Yeah. So say goodbye. Open a window. You can burn sage. You can make some sage water and spray it. You can burn incense, sage incense if you have it. You can also just say goodbye. Be gone. Thanks for, whatever, and goodbye. So this is Palo Santo. Okay. Yeah. So, as long as everyone is okay with their house spirits, as long as everybody is, happy and everything is working out for your best interest, then, continue to, be nice, allow offerings and like, fresh flowers and that smells good. Maybe fruits or some type of sweets on the table for them. And that's literally it. And maybe talk to them every once in a while, like I said, with divining. And that's literally it. That's all you're going to really do. And you know that they're there. There's some that are protectors. There's some that are giving you information. And there's some that, there's some that will just be there to, make sure that you're getting things that you want. And that's it, like literally. And like I said on my other video, there's some that will, convince others to do what you want them to do because, they favor you. They're like, I need to do what she wants. If y'all have cats, y'all will know. Like, if y'all have a cat, the cat usually has a favorite person in the house that they gravitate towards, that they're protective of, that they're nicer to than anyone else in the house. It's kind of like that with your spirits as well. So if you're the favorite in the house, you're going to have, they're going to do way more on your behalf. Okay. You said cats love you. Yeah, don't write in caps because I'm just going to delete it and put you in timeout. All right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Did you open a window after you staged? You got to open a window because where are they supposed to go? Down the garbage disposal? Open a door or something, child. Okay. You think what? Yeah, a lot of animals can see in the spiritual realm too, and they can also sense when spirits are there. So they may be extra active, or maybe looking at something, or their cat's meowing or dogs barking. So they will definitely alert you when there is something and there's a presence there. And they get used to the house spirits too. But if they're like different types of spirits that aren't the normal house spirits, they'll become more alert, and you'll know. Okay. Another thing you can do is, hold on. How can you tell if your house spirit wants to communicate? It does. It, that's not saying use oracle cards or tarot cards or a pendulum. Only because, like, you can ask questions. Like, it's about whatever you want. Like, for example, if there's a decision that you want to make and you want a second opinion on it, and you don't really want to talk to somebody else about it, you can talk to your house spirits about it. And use some oracle cards to help answer the question, or a pendulum. So if you don't really want to talk to people, then you can use your house spirits. They will definitely guide you because they will bring you some ideas that you would have never thought of. Okay. This is how a lot of people get these crazy and wonderful ideas, by working with spirits a lot. Okay. Because there's some stuff that I would have never thought of on my own. Okay. So make sure, like, just try it a couple times and you'll be like, oh yes, I never thought of that. You say you haven't tried using a Ouija board? Yeah, we used to play with those all the time. Those aren't scary to us at all, but like I said, if you're bringing something in, you got to make sure it leaves and say goodbye and all that kind of stuff. Properly say goodbye to it, make it, dismiss it, yes. But like, I grew up doing a lot of this type of stuff, and so nothing really phased me as far as anything scary. What I didn't like, and I'll tell y'all what I don't like. I don't like order. That is one thing that, like, when you practice or when you study or when you work with spirits and all that stuff, a lot of times people try to make magic or witchcraft or working with spirits, they try to put some type of order on it. And that's just not how it should be. It should be how you want it to be. So whenever I start to hear people talking about do this in this order, do this in this order, do this in this order, I'm out. I'm like, you know what? Goodbye. We ain't making a cake, ma'am. Okay. And last time I heard, everything you throw in the bowl and mix it up, and then that's it. Okay. Like, if there's too much specific order in something, I'm not doing it. And that's why, like, a lot of people don't deal with religion. A lot of people don't deal with types of witchcraft that deal with a bunch of order. I don't do that. Because it's, to me, you might as well be working and somebody might as well be giving you money and paying you to follow orders. Okay. Does all homes have spirits? Yeah. It depends. Like, some spirits can stay behind. Some spirits are new. Some spirits are created, or a combination of your energies and things like that. So it just depends. Okay. What's the difference between spirits and demons? I think demons are more like because a lot of people say demons, angels, but not all demons and angels are good or bad. So if you're calling upon them, then that's how you know the difference. If you're not calling upon them, if you're not doing something to attract them, then that's how you know the difference. Okay. Like, if your normal house spirits aren't going to want to make you do bad things or feel a certain type of way or think a certain type of thought. They're just helpful spirits that are there, like, kind of like guides, or just, the little helpers. But like if you're starting to get some negative energies and stuff like that, then you might look into that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Tell about a Ouija board experience. Nothing really bad happened to me. Just played with the Ouija board and got some answers. Everybody has a Ouija board story, yes, but it's not, none of that stuff's scary to me. So I don't really have a story. Just, I got what I wanted out of it, some information. Okay. You said, can demons be children? Adults can be demons too. No, I think children are good for the most part until they decide to choose to be bad or choose different types of choices that don't end well. Everybody has free will, so I don't believe that. My favorite tarot card, all of them. You said you spoken to your medium and psychic. Yeah. Like one thing, like I usually don't go to mediums or psychic because I already feel that I can do that stuff myself. And I guess because I do and I have before, so I just use my knowledge and my energy and my feelings and my spirits and stuff like that to kind of know stuff. But at the same time, sometimes it's fun to go to someone else and see what they got to say. But it's not something that I would do unless it was just for fun. Wine for spiritual purpose, if that's what you want. If you're doing some type of ritual, or if you think wine should be used, you can definitely use it. You said, oh, he's disobedient, so it brings childish, dark energies around. Well, most boys are. Most boys are bad when they're kids. Okay. Well, I don't say all, but a lot of them are. They're trying to be a man and trying to push the boundaries, which most little boys try to do. So I wouldn't call him demonic. I would just call him a boy. Little girls are very different because they're taught different. So most people teach little girls to be nice, to be polite, to have manners, to be quiet, to sit still, to look pretty, to not mess up their dress. So that's why they're much nicer, because they're taught manners early and made to enforce. But little boys, they're not taught that. So they're wild. So you got that's why. Yeah, definitely you gotta let them know that there's a time for everything and not to be doing those type of things now, or else they're going to be punished. So I just starting to take their favorite things away and they act right. When you have bad kids, or they're not really bad, they're just acting bad at that specific time. Trying to take away the things that they really like, and they'll act right. They'll be good. Okay. You think it's a girl and she acts more vindictive. You think it's a girl, she acts more vindictive. Okay. Well, honestly, it doesn't really matter. They can be whatever they want. If it's a spirit, they can switch. But don't put, like, I don't have labels, ma'am. I don't have a label. Like, there's no label for me. I'm just who I am. Yeah. I just say goddess, ma'am. Yeah. Like if y'all believe in those sort of things, then that's what you're going to have. You know what I'm saying? If you don't believe in those sort of things, or those things don't bother you, or you know that they're way, way beneath you, then they really don't have any power. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you have to think, like, some people are scared of everything, and that's why they don't feel powerful. you know, because they're just too afraid of everything because they, like I said, y'all don't, like a lot of people haven't learned enough about certain things that they may be scared of. So just learn about them. The fear goes away. Okay. I'm none of those things. I'm just a goddess in the flesh. There you go. Goddess in the flesh, fam. Sprinkle, sprinkle. What do you call those flickering lights in the corner of your eyes? But what spirits are they? This is just light in your eyes. It's just light in your eyes. It could be like if you're not seeing them everywhere, like if you only see them in a specific place, then they could be some type of orbs. But if you see them everywhere you go, that's just light in your eye. Okay. Can house spirits follow you to a new home? If you have certain things on your altar that you allow them to reside around or in, then you can ask them if they want to go, or they may stay with the house. Some may go with you, some may stay at the old house. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how attached they are to, you know, their offerings or what you had on their altar or you as a person. And some will probably stay behind that were there when you first moved into the house. Yeah. We'll see what y'all are saying. What does it mean if you feel a tap and a tap? A tap? Yeah, a lot of people feel like they're being touched. It's kind of weird at first, but then once you experience it a few times, it's not a big deal. You're just like, oh, okay. A lot of people are very sensitive and they feel like touches and stuff like that sometimes. Do you believe people with dementia that died or people that have fatal death became lost? No. Whatever you believe upon, like you leaving this physical realm, is what you're going to create, because you're more creative in the other realm. So think about a lucid dream. That's how it's going to be. So what are you going to create? What are you going to make? How are you going to create your world? You know, if you were given something to think, then that's what you will create. You see the difference? So let's say you have two kids. One of them grew up reading the Bible and one of them grew up using just their imagination. Right? They both, let's say they both pass away. Okay. One is going to go to where they were taught to go by religion. One of them is going to create whatever they want and do whatever they want. You see? So one may not even know that they've passed away. They may have just moved on and kept going and recreated their life in that realm without even skipping a beat. Okay. So it just depends on what you're going to do because of what you were taught, how you can rethink and reteach yourself. It just depends what you want. So if you were taught that there was this place or that place, then those are going to be your only options. All right. If you were taught that you could do whatever you want and create whatever you want, then that's what's going to happen to you. Okay. After you pass, you do what you want, or you follow instructions that were given to you through religion, whichever one you choose to do. Okay. If you had never learned that stuff, you would probably just move on and use your imagination and continue to create just like you do in this life every day. You said demons equal spirits. Not all spirits are demons. And it's not nice to just label stuff because you don't understand it, you know? So if everything scares you, then yes, of course, you're going to believe everything is scary and demons. Okay. And you shouldn't tell people that because now they know how to trigger you. Okay. All right. Am I religious? Do I look religious? Heck no. Only time I'm going to a church is to a funeral, a wedding, or to get the building fund from the pastor. All right. Do I believe in God? As a goddess, what God do I believe in? What God do goddesses believe in? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm-hmm. So that's all. That's what I always ask people when they ask, "Do you believe in God?" I just start singing that Prince song. Believe in whatever you need to believe in at the time that you need to believe in it. You said, "Am I evil? Do I look evil?" Because I'm going to get the building fund. Did that make me evil, or does it make them more evil for taking your money and calling it the building fund? Which one more evil? Okay. Is it more evil to collect the building fund and not give it to the building? Or is it more evil to go and get the building fund from the pastor? All right. So that was just a little joke there. There's no good or evil. Everybody has decisions and choices, and whatever they choose to do at that specific moment is what they've chosen to do. There have been times when a quote unquote good person has done something bad. And there is a time where a quote unquote bad person has done something good. So you can't really label people good or bad. It's just their actions and their choices that they make on a daily basis. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. If I'm an atheist, then why am I a goddess? See? You can't be an atheist if you aren't a goddess. Have I worked with demons? Every job I had, sprinkle, sprinkle. That's why I quit. Every job I had were, yep, they was over there. That's why I don't work with people. I can't work for people. The demons don't come in the form that you think. Okay, maybe just regular old people sitting over there doing what they do. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Y'all work with demons every day, because that's why y'all always ask me on my other channel. Well, how do I stop? How do I work with these pygmies at work, and how do I do this at work, and how do I? Because y'all work with demons. That's why y'all don't like it. That's why y'all hate going. That's why y'all want to quit. So y'all the one working with demons. I don't work with. Look, I'm here by myself, doing what I want. You go to work feeling bad every day, upset, mad, underpaid, in a bad mood, people talking trash. Y'all working that don't sound too holy to me. So make sure y'all understand, like, y'all been taught sometimes not what you think. No, this channel's good. I've temporarily put that stuff on my other channel. I temporarily made videos available to members, uh, mostly on the third tier on the other channel, just for a while until that TikTok hoopla dies down and those other channels on YouTube that are posting like clips of my videos as all of their videos, not like people doing split screens or nothing like that, but like just somebody basically just taking my stuff and put it on channel with my face. Like, I don't like that. And I'm giving them a few days to get it together before I take legal action. So temporarily, I've made some of the videos members only, but I'll switch them back later. But a lot of the older videos are available. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Then people are just like, the one thing that kind of is sad is that people can't do something original, and they have to like say, okay, well, this person, they're getting a lot of, you know, views, so let me just take their stuff and put it on my channel, see if I can get views too. Like, you know, if you can't even sit in front of a screen and speak your mind and get people to listen to you, and you can only use other people's voice, to me, you're just, you know, I don't know, like, I feel sorry for you. I'm like, you know what? I'm glad I ain't like that, because I don't even know what I do with myself. Okay. You don't even got to be on a screen to speak. You can get a microphone and turn your camera off if you need something to say something, you know. But I do feel like if you have a child, if you had a child and someone did that to your child and took their artwork or their writing or whatever that they did, as a parent, you would be very upset. You know what I mean? So I feel like you shouldn't do that to other people's stuff. It is plagiarism, it is copyright. I feel like you shouldn't do that to other people's stuff, because think about how your child would feel if they came home and said, Mommy or Daddy, this person took my stuff and they're using it. You know, you kind of feel bad. And for your child, right? Because they worked hard on it and they did all this stuff, da, da, da. And then here someone comes and tries to take it like it's not, you know, a big deal. But sometimes, you know, people just need to learn not to do that type of stuff, because, you know, you could be doing so much more with your time and energy that will benefit you as an individual in the long run. You know, if I had started my YouTube channels by doing what these people are doing, by taking other people's stuff, I wouldn't be where I am today, and I wouldn't have what I have, and I wouldn't be who I am and do what I do. You know, so taking other people's stuff just postpones your ability to move forward in life. It does not allow you to grow and, you know, create. What it allows you to do is stay stagnant, because as soon as that stuff's taken down for copyright, you're going to be starting back at square one or zero. Then what are you going to do? If you keep starting over and over and over, guess what? You're not getting anywhere. So do your own thing. If you don't believe in yourself enough, or you don't have enough confidence within yourself to do something, then actually watch the videos and learn from them. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. Learn from them. Don't just copy and paste, because as soon as those are gone, what do you have? No, you don't have anything. Okay. All right. Just trying to help them out, because, you know, nobody might have told them. Okay. Yeah. All I got to do is get those channels and report, or get other people to report them. All I got to do is sit there and write YouTube a couple of letters, and they'll have them removed. That's literally all I have to do. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Like, y'all, I gave y'all TikTok. I care nothing about TikTok. That wasn't good enough. Like, I'm not even on TikTok. I said, I don't care what y'all do on TikTok. Then y'all, some people got to bring it over here now. And so that's where I said, you know what? Just either stay on TikTok, or, you know, don't do copyright on YouTube, because they're very strict on that. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Uh-huh. So if y'all see a channel that's only putting my stuff on there on YouTube, just report them. If enough people report the channels, I don't know the names of them, but if y'all see them or find them, if y'all report them and like in saying this is not that person, they might take it down. But I'm definitely going to go in there and write a letter to YouTube and have it taken down. All right. Okay. And yeah, like another thing I have to say, anybody who has to make videos that talk about other YouTubers and people like that consistently, they have no life and they have no business. Okay. And I'm too busy, ma'am or sir, whoever. I got 3 businesses to run. I got kids. I got teenagers. I got stuff to do. I ain't got time to sit here and make up videos about people I do not know. Okay. Because if I had time to do all of that, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't be an author. I wouldn't have 3 businesses. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. And I wouldn't know most of the stuff that I know, because like petty little minds talk about people, but intelligent people actually read and learn and move forward in life. So this is why I don't really have a lot of friends, because people are too shallow and petty. We're on a whole different level mentally and spiritually. So I don't care what those types of people are saying about me, because they're not on my level. That's why I don't bother to respond to them or care what they're saying, because it doesn't matter anyway. All right. Like, I don't care what they say. Nothing that comes out of their mouth affects me or matters. All right. So yes, if you're not talking about some money, how to get some money, if you're not talking about a business, if you're not talking about, something intelligent halfway, if you're not talking about, metaphysics, quantum physics, if you're not talking about, occult knowledge, if you're not talking about decoding, if you're not talking about metaphor or philosophy, I can't talk to you. Okay. That's why I'm saying, like, that's why I don't talk to a lot of people, because what are we going to talk about? Other YouTubers? Okay. Who did what on reality TV? No, I'm too far beyond that. I can't talk about stuff like that. It's kind of silly to me, and I'm just going to roll my eyes and look at y'all crazy. Like, I'm going to be reading my book while y'all sitting there talking. And you like this. What you reading? I can't even explain it to you. You would not understand. But if, like, if they did understand, then we could talk. We could have a little conversation. But most people are not on my level, so that's why I don't respond to them. Okay, smart. All right. Yeah, like I grew up a little bit different, or I don't know if I can say I'm a different type of person. Like, I don't care enough about talking about other people to talk about other people. I could be doing other things that is more productive and worthwhile and profitable. That's why, a lot of people got money and a lot of people don't. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Some spirits whooping Texas with them tornadoes. Texas always had tornadoes. That ain't nothing to do very well. Yeah, sprinkle, sprinkle. Every week there was a tornado when I was a kid. Like, what? Okay. During tornado season, anyway. That's just what they do in the South. That's just what they do in the South. Okay. So a lot of the house spirits that you have can also give you like I don't know if it's house spirits or your own intuition. So just pay attention, whether when you're at home, if you get certain information versus when you're not at home, then you'll be able to say, okay, is this my intuition, or is my intuition stronger in the house, or are these my house spirits helping me with information? So what I've learned is that a lot of times you can get a lot of information about what is to come if you work with your house spirits, or uh, like I always get weather information from them before I even check the weather app. I always just say, you know what, I think it's going to do this today, or I think it's going to be this today. And even if the weather app is saying one thing, it literally is what I said it was going to be, because that's what I felt. So, it's going to rain today. Oh, there's no rain listed in the forecast. So it's going to rain. Believe. And then it ends up raining. And then the kids are like, well, it wasn't on the forecast. I'm like, well, I told you it's going to rain. That's not always correct. So sometimes you have to trust your own instinct, or whatever you feel is accurate. Do you believe you have metaphysical inner beings? Well, if you think about what a body is, do you have organisms that are not, you have organisms in your body? I mean, if you think of it in a scientific way, if you have bacteria, if you have any type of organism that is like, in your body, then of course. Just like if you saw the earth as one being, but then you took a closer look and you saw people, animals, ants, fish, all those kind of things, then you wouldn't see the earth as one being anymore. Get it? So if you're not into spirituality, but you won't be here often. Okay, you're not into spiritual. Okay, that's fine. You don't have to be into anything. I'm just letting y'all know I'm going to be on this channel a little bit more often until that other channel calms down and I get those other channels removed that are doing copyright infringement. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we all have different energies, just like the earth does. Because then if you didn't, like if the earth didn't have animals or people on it, or organisms and bacteria, then what would it be? Just a rock. Okay. It's the rock floating through space. And even some rocks got organisms on it. So, all right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Do I want YouTube shorts recorded? If it's copyright, yeah. Shoot. Like anything on YouTube that is taking my stuff and just putting it on their channel, mostly, like if you go to someone's channel and it looks like it could be my channel because all my stuff is posted on it, even the title or the profile picture, if it's me and it ain't my channel, then it's copyright. You know what I'm saying? If someone is sharing something or remixing a short and they have themselves on their channel and other people on their channel, and it's not only just me, then that's fine. I don't care. But if it looks like it's supposed to be my channel, then that's what I'm upset about. Because I literally clicked on a channel and it looked like it's supposed to be my channel. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw that, I was like, because I had to deal with that before on this channel, actually. Not even that channel, but this channel. I have to deal with that before a long time ago. So it's just annoying to deal with. Super annoying. It's like people need to literally have more confidence within themselves to do something original or just do something, anything at all. Okay. And it's not even like someone is saying the same stuff. It's like literally they're just taking the clips from my videos and putting it on their channel and pretending it's theirs. So I have no problem with people saying the same crap that I say. Everybody got freedom of speech. But if you're going to literally just take my stuff, screenshot it, and then put it on your channel, and that's all you have on there, then that's the problem. That's the big problem. Okay. And then they be getting mad because somebody say, oh, you stole somebody's husband. Oh, you stole somebody's husband. Okay, you stole somebody's content on their channel because you don't have nothing. What's worse? Which one has legal repercussions? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Guess what? One has legal repercussions. One doesn't. Y'all gotta know. Y'all go get it. I'm giving them 3 days to do the right thing. You know, I gotta give them 3 days. After that, I'm gonna take the whole day off. I'm gonna go look for all them channels. And I'm gonna get them removed. Okay. I got time because I don't have a job. And if I get bored, I might do the same thing elsewhere. And I might go to TikTok and do it and get all that stuff removed. Just because I'm bored and can do it. So yeah, I'll let y'all have that TikTok, stuff, because I could care less about that. You come over here, then I gotta do something. All right, sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. Like, these people are dumb. Like, ain't nobody gonna see it and report it and write to YouTube and get it taken down. Okay. Y'all better be glad that's all I'm doing. They better be glad that's all that I'm doing. Okay. All right. I've become nicer. I've become a little bit nicer since I've gotten a little bit older, because back in the day, I would have done something bad. Okay. All right. I would have been like doing some type of spells and curses and stuff on them. All right. My drink, I got water and I drank tea. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to be nice because these people might be new. They might not know who I am. So I'm going to give them a little chance. Okay. I'm going to give them a little chance. They going to make me put in a whole day's work of writing to YouTube. I might send them a little extra help along with it, okay? Like Beyonce say, I'm gonna send my goons. She said she be telling people she gonna send her goons. You know what them goons are? Them spirits. Okay. He said them goons, them spirits. Yes. I got some I can send. Y'all don't want it. And I don't want to send them. All right. Can you send your house spirits after someone? If I'm mad at somebody, like I'm trying to tell y'all, whoever make me mad, they feel it from far away. That's all I can tell you. That's why I try not to get mad, and that's why I try not to be emotional about certain things, because when I get mad at somebody, they're going to feel the results. And it's not because I want them to, it's just because they just will. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes when a lot of people say, oh, when I get mad, don't make me mad, because sometimes my spirits will just go and do what they want on my behalf. Because, you know, sometimes they're very protective and they're not going to wait on you to say, go do A, B, C, and D. They're just going to go do it for you without you even have to say anything. So that's why I try not to get mad, because that's happened so many times before. Okay. A lot of times. So I try to give people chances. And a lot of women know this, because a lot of women have the same type of, you know, thing that happens with them. When they get mad, whoever they're upset with, bad stuff just start happening to them left and right. That's just it. Like they can't escape it. That's why I try to get mad at people, and I ignore people, and I don't watch the videos that people make, because literally, I'm trying to tell y'all, if I get mad, they disappear. Okay, and that ain't good. Something bad happened, like something really bad happens. So I don't want to watch other people's videos that talk trash about me, because they may not know that if I do get mad or something like that, then I don't want something bad happening to them, because they didn't know no better. Okay, so that's part of the reason why I don't watch some other people's videos, because I don't even want to get mad. Because when I get mad, it's over. You're right. So I don't watch them for their sake, not mine. Okay. How much for one of your one? What? I don't do those. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Like I said, in the past, I used to do spells. I used to do consultations with people, and a lot of people weren't ready for all of that. They weren't ready for the truth. They weren't ready for the answers, and they weren't ready for those results that came with that spell work. Okay, so I don't deal with people anymore on that spiritual level, because they don't be ready. Yeah. Okay. I have had so many people. I've done spell work for a lot of people, and they asked me to reverse it or stop it, or they didn't mean it, or now they forgive the person. I'm like, no, ma'am, that's not how that work. You wanted it, there you go. I remember some lady was coming to me talking about, can you do the spell? He's on. What? Can you undo the spell? He's in ICU or something like that. I'm like, undo what spell? The spell you already begged for, and I told you, are you sure that's what you want? No, ma'am. Don't be feeling guilty now. That's what you wanted. Nope. You can't undo stuff. All right. So that's why I stopped doing spell work, because these people were wishy-washy, didn't know what they wanted. They was just up in their emotions, mad at the moment, and not really thinking about what they were saying. Okay. It's like, don't even come over here if you're not 100% serious about what you're trying to do. So a lot of people is like wishy-washy when it comes to stuff like that. So I don't even bother with them anymore. Okay. And you got to be careful. Like, if you are trying to do spells and you didn't learn enough about what you're doing, like, especially if you're working with a deity, like y'all keep talking about deities, if you don't work with a deity in the right way, if you don't take on the aspects of the deity, if you worship a deity and you depend on a deity and you make that deity higher than you, then you give that deity authority over you, and that deity, you know, doesn't even like you, let me tell y'all something. That's when you mess up. That's why you shouldn't do it. So if you have house spirits, if you have energies that you work with, you have characteristics of a goddess or an archetype that you like and you use, in your daily life, that's different. If you submit to any type of energy, deity, or power, then you put your destiny and your life in the hands of that energy. That's why I'm telling y'all, don't do it. Because I've seen it backfire on so many people because they worship something that's not supposed to be worshipped. Okay? Exactly. You don't give anything your power, and you don't give anything power over you. Once you do that, then you're powerless. So I've seen a lot of people do that. That's why I tell them, you know what? It ain't working because you don't have no power, ma'am, sir. Okay. What if people don't find your man attractive? Then you can keep them. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You ain't got to worry about nobody getting them, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. He's safe, ma'am, sir. Sorry. He's safe. Uh, just like if you have an ugly woman, you ain't got to worry about nobody trying to steal away from you. All right? You ain't worried when she leave the house. Okay. Okay, so yeah. You don't want to worship spirits. You don't want to worship deities. You don't want to worship goddesses. You want to, learn all you could learn. Get the characteristics that you find valuable to you and incorporate them in your daily life. That's literally all you got to do. So if you think, like I said, if you think about spirits as helpers and ways to communicate and get information by using, divination like oracle cards, pendulums, or spirit writing, then you can get a lot of knowledge that you never had, or just helpful tips or helpful things that you need. Calling in spirits from elsewhere is totally different than working with your own house spirits. Okay. If you're trying to do spell work, the spirits can aid in that by giving you, extra help or energy. But if you worship something or give anything power over you, then you become powerless, and your fate is in their hands. So that's why I say don't do it, because a lot of times people are doing everything like making an altar and asking instead of just, willing. They're asking. And when it comes to house spirits, you just mention what it is that you would like to see. And if they want to help bring that into your reality, they will. And if they don't, then they won't. Don't always like command or ask. Don't always beg. If you are not able to do it for yourself, literally, then it's going to be harder, to not get to the point of having to beg for something. That's why it's like desperate people should never do magic out of desperation. You should be doing magic. You should be honoring your house spirits. You should be, learning and incorporating characteristics of the god, deity, or goddess that you like to, use in your daily life on a daily basis. You shouldn't be running to stuff out of desperation. That's when you mess up. Okay. So don't be running and trying to do spells out of desperation. Like, I think a spell should be just because. You know what I mean? Just because it's time. Just because, you might want to. Not out of desperation. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You know how they say, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Exactly. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Appreciate that. Super sticker. Appreciate the super stickers. Thank y'all. So, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Why don't I talk about deep stuff no more? Because some of these people ain't ready for that, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And sometimes sometimes you don't always need to talk about deep stuff. Sometimes you just need to talk about things that people can resonate with at this specific time. And, the old videos are there if y'all want a lot of the deep stuff, definitely. I was talking about something deep, earlier in the video. So y'all know these videos be kind of long. All right. Yeah. No caps, please, in the comments. Okay. Thank you very much. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Shira, how to move out of bitterness and resentment. Don't care. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Like, a lot of people will, like, if you're bitter or you have a lot of resentment, a lot of people will say, oh, you're bitter and you're resentful. But you have to think about a reason why you are that way. Are you bitter and resentful about a specific person, a situation? Like, what is it that you're resentful about? If you figure that out, then maybe you can stop being resentful. All right? Yeah, just do what makes you happy. Like, if you're resentful of something and you have to deal with whatever that is, then that's probably why you're resentful about it. But if you don't deal with it anymore, then you probably won't be resentful about it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Hey, Norma. Sprinkle, sprinkle. What are some forms of spiritual protection? Your mental. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thanks for the donation, Peachy. Peachlet. Yeah, your mental is your spiritual protection. Okay. Your mental is your spiritual protection. Okay. So a lot of people think you need some protection. If you mentally feel that you need protection, then get whatever protection that you want. But if you're mentally protected, like you already know the difference between this and that, you already know that you're powerful and that you shouldn't fear anything, then you're mentally already protected. But if you don't have that level of mentality, then if you fear something, learn about it. If you feel like you need to protect yourself physically, then create a physical protection for it. If you just need to be reminded of your power, because sometimes when we're working in the mundane world or when we're paying attention to the mundane world, sometimes we will forget how powerful we are spiritually and mentally. And so as a reminder in the physical world, a lot of people use protections, necklaces, charms, amulets, spirits or whatever, to remind them of their own power. Okay. Or how powerful or knowledgeable they are spiritually. So that's what I'm saying, sometimes you might forget for a moment, and that little, piece of material will, say, okay, you're powerful, right? Da da da. So, because literally it's just like, for example, if someone says this rock or this crystal is a protection, right? They could have picked that up off the ground and just told you that. And as long as you feel it and believe it, that's what it's going to be. Okay. Now, metaphorically, if they tell you why it's protection, then the stone has more meaning and more power and more energy because you're giving it to that particular stone. You're giving that energy. Whenever you see that stone, your thought automatically says, this stone does A, B, C, and D. And so your thought form and your thought energy goes into that stone or into that crystal, giving it that charge and that power to work on your behalf. So therefore, if you believe something, you're creating something, you're giving that object power, and all the power and the energy and the meaning that you give to that object is literally from you. Okay, it's literally yours. And someone gave you the permission to do so or to think that way. So that's literally all it is. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. All right, how can you manifest your goddess energy and pray for better housing? I don't pray. I don't suggest praying because it means you're begging. You know what I'm saying? And if you're begging, you're relinquishing your own power. So who are you praying to and begging for? I mean, who are you praying and begging to? That's my question. Okay? Because ain't nobody gonna say, well, you know what? Since you praying and you begging for better housing, let me go ahead and give it to you. The best thing I can tell you is if you want something better, then everything you do needs to be towards that betterness, you know, mentally, spiritually, and physically. Okay? Well, if you want something, you have to vibrate it. That's just it, you know. If you go back on my channel, I think it was, I don't know if this channel or the other channel, I literally went into a model home that was the same model home as the one I'm living in. And I filmed and I said, this is our new home. Look how beautiful it is. And that wasn't our home, it was a model home. And that wasn't even the home that we were, you know, gonna buy. But now we live in the home. Now we live in that home that was built from that model home. You see? So we never begged. I never prayed for nothing. I just said it was and it is. Period. Okay, you create, you don't beg and pray. You can pray if you want to, but like I said, you're giving your power away. Okay. You said don't accept the diagnosis, vibrate higher. Exactly. Like you don't beg, you don't pray. You say you will and you know. That's like taking yourself and putting yourself, like, instead of the prayer, the person that prays, you're putting yourself on the same level as the person that's going to grant your prayer. Okay, so y'all need to learn. Like, I'm gonna show y'all. If y'all new to my channel, y'all haven't got my book yet, this is the book you need. This book will teach you how to get whatever you want without having to pray or beg, but to become source and give it to yourself. Okay, it's in the description link. It should be the first or second link. Because if you don't, you're always going to be begging and praying to somebody. Okay. So I don't believe, okay, so becoming source yourself and saying, this is what it is. That's literally what this book is. Becoming source and saying that what you want is done. It's done. It's done. I already got it. We already got it. It's ours. It's mine. Period. That's how you do it. Because the reason why is because you don't have to ask anybody. You just have to become source and create what you want to see. Okay. A lot of people can't do that, and they don't want a lot of people to be able to do that, because then everybody would have everything that they want and there would be no power structure. You know, if everyone knew how to become source and give themselves what they wanted, nobody would be, you know, until they have a bunch of, you know, machines working the menial jobs, there would be no people to work that job. And now that technology is getting to a certain level, they're giving people more knowledge, okay, on how to give themselves what they want and how to become goddess or god, like, instead of praying and begging for someone else to do something. Okay. So as more technology is available, more knowledge of how to become a creator will also become available, because it's the end of something old and the beginning of something else that gives you a little bit more freedom and power. Okay. Because if you're begging for something, you're always going to be begging, because you won't ever take your own power in your own hand. All right. You got my book, girl? Well, you got to read it a couple times. Y'all know how long it took for me to write this book? Like, I wrote it twice. And then I added some more stuff to it. Okay. Most of it is just knowing. And I even put the science in there. Knowing. All right. If you know, then you can create. All right. Now, if you still like, I'm not trying to change anybody's religion or belief system. I don't really care. That's not my business. But if you're going to come and ask questions, like to someone that thinks like me, but you still pray and beg and, don't take your own power in your own hand, my answers may not be helpful to you unless you're able to do this same thing. You know what I'm saying? Even in this book, even in the Conjuring, the Spirit Conjuring for Witches book, do you know what they tell you? Unless you become like a goddess or a god yourself, you should not even, like, it's going to be harder for you to deal and work with spirits in a successful way unless you already feel that you're empowered as a goddess or a god. Okay? It won't even work because it won't work well because you're not in a place of power. You're not in a place of higher vibration. You're not in a place of thinking that you can create what you want and that you can be a source and you are part of source. You're not on that mental level yet, so it's going to be harder for you to create. So that's why you have to get on that level first of thinking. If you're still in the habit of begging and praying and kneeling down, that means you're beneath whatever it is that you're praying to, and you're giving your power and you're leaving it up as an option instead of taking control. So when you pray, it's not, this is what I am creating and this is what I will to be. It is, please do A, B, C, and D for me if it's in your will. So whose will is it? And why are you giving your power away? And why are you putting your destiny and what you want in someone else's hands? That's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm saying, you know what? No, you have to be on a goddess level to create the life you want. And if y'all ain't ready for that, because y'all be in the Bible, just read what Jesus said, ye are gods. All right, there you go. That should be enough. All right, sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. Okay, and y'all still, if y'all in the Bible, ye are gods. That's what Jesus said. So, y'all keep skipping over that. If y'all can't think like that, say study the masters and become greater. There will be someone that greater than I, right? So if that ain't y'all, who is it? That was a long time ago, right? It's 2,000 years later. It ain't nobody greater. We ain't got no new technology. We ain't got books. We don't know science. So y'all gotta start thinking better. If you want to, totally up to y'all. All right. You said how to stop smoking weed. Get a job that will fire you if you smoke weed. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Get a job that requires a drug test on a daily or weekly. Stop buying weed. Somebody said stop buying weed. Put all your weed money in a bank account and get you a new car instead. Somebody said get on probation. Y'all silly. You said they make fake pee. Oh my goodness. No, honestly, somebody said sell it instead. Y'all are silly. I think a lot of people, if you just replace one habit with something else, it's easier to give it up. So just replace it with something else that's healthier. Mm-hmm. Get you some CBD gummies or something, y'all. Slowly back away. Well, I knew somebody that smoked weed a lot and they switched over to CBD gummies. I mean, that might help. I don't know. You said report this. Y'all go report that channel, ma'am and sir. That would be really nice if y'all could do that for me. I'm definitely going to write that channel because, you know, they tripping. Esto. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, y'all go report this channel. Was it? I'm writing it down right now. You're on my list. Unoriginal copyright infringer. All right. See, I'm trying to stay nice. Y'all know if I get real mad, it's, you know, it becomes something. All right. Yeah, I remember that movie, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse, where the Scarlet Witch was getting mad and wreaking havoc. Wreaking havoc. That's, you know. I don't care about TikTok people. That's what I said. I was nice enough to not care about them TikTok people. You leave it over there. If I see it over here, that's when I'm going to start reporting or writing YouTube about these channels. I was so nice. You see, I was so sweet and kind to say, I don't care what y'all doing over there on YouTube, but over here, I don't want to see it. You know, a lot of spirits know how I feel about that. And I said I was very nice to not care about no TikTok. That's it. If y'all want to comment on that person's channel and tell them to take it down or else, sprinkle. This is go to this channel and comment. Y'all better take this down or else. Something, I don't know. I should care about TikTok too. Okay, let me tell y'all why I don't care about TikTok. Because I'm not on that platform. And if people want to be unoriginal on there with short attention spans and go live with whatever I'm doing, you know, it's only going to send people to my channel. Because first of all, you can't ask me a question on there. You can't conversate with me personally on there. So it's, to me, it's not a big deal. You know, those are kids over there mostly. And what I do over here is totally different. So on TikTok, it's more like an advertisement to me. But if you're making a whole YouTube channel using only my content, then it's copyright infringement to me. Okay. So if I were to just pay someone to post my stuff on TikTok as advertisement to bring them over here, that would be the same thing to me. But I don't need anybody coming on YouTube and literally just taking stuff and pretending it's theirs. It's not the same thing. Okay. Sprinkle. And I could be upset and take action for all those accounts on TikTok, but I don't. So if y'all have one of them accounts on TikToks, y'all could at least be nice enough to do me the favor to go get the ones on YouTube, you know, reported and removed. You know. That's it. All right. Because I'm not even bothered with the TikTokers. Okay. You still don't like it? Well, if it becomes too much, then yeah, maybe I'll do something about it. But until then, it's literally just free advertising on YouTube. I mean, on TikTok, because I don't have an account on TikTok. Okay. I know TikTok could be monetized. This is what I'm saying. If I were to employ some people to post my stuff and to advertise, that's like, okay, let's say I got a bunch of social media people. And I said, will you share my stuff? Will you share my content? Or will you promote my product or whatever? And I'll pay you, right? Hoping that it's going to bring me some subscribers, right? I would have to pay more than they're probably making, right? So this is how I'm trying to get to explain this to you. I have to probably pay those people a lot more than what they're literally making on TikTok. So this is what I'm saying. They're just literally advertising for me for free over there. That's it. So I don't bother with them. I'm not going live over there for a little while because I'm trying to get some stuff taken care of there with copyright and other channels that are using the content clips and stuff. I might put it back the way it was in a little while. But for now, I just want people to respect that and stop treating it as if it's something new, something that they can just take and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's just rude. And it's almost like there's no respect there. So I'm not gonna be where there's no respect. Okay. A lot of people are just rude with no respect, and they have that short attention span that comes with TikTok. And so I don't want to really deal with a lot of stuff over there right now until I get certain things straightened out. Okay. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yep. Yeah, y'all can go report him, please, if that's what y'all want to do. Not on TikTok, though, but just people you see on YouTube looking like their channel is mine. It might not be that many. Okay. So house spirits can help you with stuff like this as well, They can also give you good ideas, too. I'll report the account and report it for impersonation. To copy and paste your sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, sprinkle, sprinkle. So yeah, read that. A lot of the house spirits can give you great ideas as well. Like if you're trying to come up with a business idea, if you're trying to come up with some type of idea for a book or something creative, use your house spirits to help you. Get out your oracle cards, get out your pendulum or tarot cards, and start asking questions, because I have gotten some really good ideas that made me a lot of money from my house spirits. How do you use house gifts but not go insane? You already got to be insane, man. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, that's because you can't go somewhere that you already at. You know how they call me delusional and I do what I want? You have to have that attitude. You have to have the attitude of a creator, not someone that is able to go insane. Okay. You have to have the attitude and the mind of someone that created all of this, all of it. And so therefore, it's under you and you control it all. That's how you not get insane. You gotta already be insane. Insane enough to know that you're a creator of all of it. Okay. That's why in these books, it tells you got to connect and make sure that you understand your true power of God and Goddess. Okay. If you're already insane, you can't go insane, man. Because you'll just think your way right back out of it and laugh and be like, all right. If you look at things from different perspectives, if you look at it from metaphysics, science, psychology, biology, maybe a magical, fantastical viewpoint. If you look at it from all different perspectives and it all connects, then you can't really be insane if it all makes sense. Okay. The only way that you will ever feel insane is if you don't know how to connect it and if it doesn't make sense. Okay. Because if it all makes sense and someone else can understand it because you've explained it, because you have the knowledge to explain it, just like all those astrophysicists do and all those scientists explain science. If you're able to explain it and it makes sense to people, then you're not insane. And there it is. I don't hear voices. you know, I was actually like gonna trick people, like trick somebody and put my phone under the bed and like have like a recorded like spooky sound and to see how they're gonna react to hearing stuff. But I kind of thought about, well, what if I would know better? I'll be looking under the bed, but some people don't. So you're not gonna hear voices, you're gonna just know. It's more telepathy. Unless you are allowing the spirits to communicate through sound to you. Like you say how they communicate to you. You have to say, you can only communicate with me in this way. But if you don't give them specific instructions on how to communicate with you, they may choose how they communicate with you. So you got to be careful. So I always say, only communicate with me through these certain forms. I don't want you to communicate with me through this way or through that way or through this way, period. And they're usually good about it. So you don't have to worry. Okay. Yeah, it's more like telepathy and a thought. Okay. Can I do I don't do reaction breakdown videos. Like, honestly, if you can't read between the lines on a lot of things, then and a lot of things are more metaphor than anything. And if somebody wishes bad things upon anyone for no reason, it's probably some type of coded information, some type of coded message, y'all. Right. If someone is just that bothered, there's more to it. Okay. What does it mean when a house spirits were active become quiet after a few months? Are you feeding them? Are you giving them water? Are you like putting nice flowers or food? I don't know, like maybe a house altar or something like that. Are you still divining to communicate with them? And also depends on like your energy. Like, are you able to connect to the spirit realm? Are you too busy in the mundane world? Are your vibrations not on a level that you can interact with that spiritual realm? Sometimes you have to get your vibration on a certain level in order to be able to tap back into that. It's like I said, it's a realm. And sometimes when you have house spirits, and you're really like learning and doing a lot of spiritual work and stuff like that, you're more able to communicate. But when you are focused on something else for a while and you're not really into your spiritual work, then that can happen. So that happens a lot. Like when you're not focused on your spiritual stuff and your spiritual side of things, then they're less active. You're not noticing them as much because you're literally doing more mundane, grounded things. So how you protect yourself from other people's house spirits and spells? Your house spirit should be able to do that for you already. You know what I'm saying? Also, if you are into spell work and you like doing spell work, just look up, home protection spells. Okay. Difference between house spirits and guides. Guides are always with you no matter where you are. A lot of times, you're connected with them on, from a young age. And house spirits are just the spirits in the house that you're in. Okay. So, a lot of people have their own guide or personal spirit that goes with them everywhere. And they always have that spiritual energy with them. But house spirits are a little bit different. It's like they're more like friendly and just like playful and more just like a part of your family, like almost like a part of your family, but not, you know, like family, but like a part of your family. Like you don't like they're recognizable. They're not, weird or anything. They're very comfortable and you don't really worry about anything. Okay. My rising sign is dollar sign, bam. Give me some money. Spark, spark. Yeah, I don't really like answering those personal questions because they're all over my old videos. And if I answer them in every single video, it's not gonna be doing any good. So just go watch the old videos. Believe me, somebody asked me that in every single video. Every single one. So it doesn't really matter. I told y'all, it doesn't even matter. All right. Mm-hmm. And so the reason why I feel like it's kind of weird to ask people that, because I never ask people that, like barely. Like the last time I asked somebody what their sign was probably years ago, because I don't care. Think about why people would ask you for your sign. Why do you need to know my sign? Is it because you like my personality and you are, just wondering what my sign is? But why the rising sign? Why do I act the way I act? Because every day I make a choice to do so. Okay. Uh, that's why. A lot of people don't realize, everything is a choice. Do what you want. That's why there's some people that don't even act like their signs or their rising signs or whatever. They just do whatever they want. Okay. All right. How does knowing Shiro's sign benefit y'all? I don't even know. Why did I make certain videos only for members? Because a lot of people weren't respecting my videos. They're taking them, posting them everywhere, making whole YouTube channels, using all my videos. And for the time being on the other channel, they're going to be members only videos for a while. Not forever, but for a while. Because, a lot of new people from TikTok are just being super disrespectful. In the comments, a lot of people are just taking those videos, acting like they're theirs and making whole new YouTube channels with it that are definitely getting reported for copyright infringement. So if I'm not feeling respected over there, I'm not giving my stuff away anymore. You know what I'm saying? And for a little while until people calm down and act like normal human beings. Sprinkle, sprinkle. There. Until some people get some common sense, calm down, and start acting like normal human beings over there. Until I get this copyright stuff off of YouTube, because these idiots keep posting dumb stuff. Until that gets taken care of, those videos are going to be for members. It's not going to take that long, believe me. It's just temporary. Because if you have been doing something for 10 years, and all of a sudden some idiots come start doing some stupid stuff, it's not cool. All right. That's it. That's the only reason. There are older videos still available. Old videos from like a couple of months ago are still available for free. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. You said, can the spirits help me with that situation? They sure can, but do you want them to? Because like I said, I'm trying to give the people that are doing that a chance because I'm nice. I'm trying to go about it the legal right way, because usually that's what you should do as a decent human being. So that's what I'm trying to do first. There you go. And if they don't comply, if they keep reposting and restarting channels, then I'm gonna do it, okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Because there's a difference between doing a spell and then there's a difference between creating an outcome. Okay, there's a difference. So that's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to give people a chance to do the right thing because they know that, that's not right. That's it. Do you share your house spirits with your children, people you live with? If the children live in the house, then it's the same thing, right? I think some people have their own personal guides and spirits, and some people have house spirits, like if you live in the same house. So it just depends. Some people aren't even connected to that spiritual realm because they're not vibrating on that frequency, and some people are. Okay. You said, is it black magic? What do you consider black magic or white magic? I just consider magic magic. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you a question. Is death death? Is life life? It depends on the circumstance. So if you give someone a uniform and a gun and point them in the direction and tell them we're at war, and they shoot and kill kids and mothers, is that dark or is that patriarchal? I mean, not patriarchal, but is it defending your country or is it murder? You know what I'm saying? So you have to look at it that way. There's neither nor. It's just, why are you doing it and is it deserved? Patriotic, I said, yeah. Is it patriotic or is it just murder? Is it honorable? Yeah. There's no such thing. It's death is death. Magic is magic. Why are you doing it? Okay. So, if you like if you're saying black magic versus white magic, what is white magic? What is light magic? In your opinion? Like, I really don't know the difference. I just say what I want, and that's what it is. What's gonna happen, and then that's what it is. There you go. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Dark and black. Dark means just occult, hidden, unknown, unseen. Like and then black would probably mean like whatever it means as far as when someone says I do black magic. Dark and black are totally different. So when you walk into a room and it's dark, is it black? As in far as meant to be bad or negative, or is it just dark? Can you not see what's there? That's the difference. Darkness versus black. So this phone is black, but if you walk into a room with no light, then it's dark. That's the difference. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That means there's stuff that's unseen and unknown until you make it known. All right. You have to get your own space. Exactly. Thoughts on Doja Cat. I like Doja Cat. She's cool. Like her alchemy. You know, of course, she's probably dealing with a lot of people that are being weird and in her comments and doing all this kind of weird stuff as well. And I think she transmuted it in a very creative way. Definitely. That's the only thing you can do. If if people and things are bothering you, you're supposed to use alchemy and create something really good out of it that you profit from. You said she's running with the devil now. Girl, I didn't see the devil in her video. I didn't see him jogging. I didn't see the devil jogging in her video, ma'am. Okay. Y'all are so funny with that devil stuff. Like, why would the devil need so many people when everybody can literally be just like the devil? They don't even need a devil no more. You just need dumb people, literally. That's the funny part about today's society. You don't even need a devil no more. You just need idiots. You just need dumb people. You just need people that make bad decisions, people that don't like you, people that are jealous of you. That's all you really need. You just need people to act like they are. That's all you need. You don't need no devil no more, man. The devil ain't got nothing on half these idiots in the world. Okay. The devil will be weak. Exactly. You got so many people that can't focus on themselves that they want to be mad and point fingers and say stuff about other people. Talking about, oh, they running with the devil now. They doing this and they're doing that. Guess what? Y'all might just be the devil. Okay. Y'all just might be her devil. Think about it. Y'all just might be somebody's devil. Somebody's. A lot of people don't believe in the devil though, so they just see y'all as just acting devilish. Okay. Exactly. So I told y'all stop writing caps. Y'all are just so rude. Everybody that writing caps, time out. Ugh. So yeah, if y'all are acting devilish, then people are acting devilish towards her. Then she's doing what she got to do, right? If someone acts devilish towards you, do you act devilish back? Depends on who you are, right? If somebody do you wrong, it says negative things or act devilish towards you, you're going to do the same thing back to them, or are you just going to keep moving and don't care what they think? Because a lot of people are saying, oh, she's rolling with the devil now. That's just so untrue. You know who rolling with the devil? Nobody, because he doesn't exist. People are made to think certain things and so that they can react in a certain way. If you believe something, you're going to react to it, whether it's true or not, to other people. So you're just going to react to it. So if someone is not getting what they want in a certain situation, and they feel because they don't want to do certain things anymore, other people may be upset with them and want to put fear into them so that they conform and do what they want them to do. If that's the devil you're talking about, then it's just people. It's not a real entity. It's just a group of people that want control, that don't have it, that need to put fear into someone on a level in which they think it's supernatural. Okay. But when you're smart, you know better than that. You're like, whatever. I'll do what I want. You may feel something in the beginning like, oh, this could be real. But then you realize, there's a lot of people that don't want me to do what I do. And just because I don't conform and change or do whatever they want me to do, now they're trying to put fear into me in different ways, but it's still not going to work. So Doja is definitely saying, I don't care. I'm going to do what I want. And I'm going to make it worse for you, because a lot of people want you to be an object or to follow a script. And when you don't follow that script, they get mad at you. And so they try to intimidate you through different ways. And so now that you're not this beautiful, model type babe that can sell millions of albums based on, what they told you to look like versus your talent or your music, then guess what? Now they want to control you because I want to wear short hair now. I want to say what I want to say. I want to dress a certain way. I don't want to wear this anymore. I want to do what I want to do. I want to be me, because she's totally different on her social media than she is on most of her videos. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, if they want to control her image, then she's going to control her own image by taking away which they are trying to control. So she took away the hair. She put a bunch of weird tattoos on. She started doing a bunch of weird stuff so that even if they tried to come back and control her image in a certain way, she's already done what she wanted to do. And if it's accepted and makes money, then she wins. You get it? So the devil, she ain't rolling with no devil. People are just wanting to control her image and her brand. And they're using fear and other things to try to do that. And she's taking her power back by doing what she wants to do and taking away the type of image that they want to promote and sell. It's that simple. Okay, that's why a lot of these female artists start cutting their hair short, start looking androgynous or going towards a more type of ambiguous look, because they don't want to be sold and promoted as a piece of meat based on them just being, female. So I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to do the opposite, which is smart. Whatever they're trying to make you do, go ahead and do the opposite. You always win. If they want to exploit you as some type of whatever, go and do the opposite. And you win. Okay. Or just leave the scene altogether and don't do anything until they come back begging for whatever you got. Sprinkle, sprinkle. But she don't want to leave the scene. She wants to create. So she's going to create and do what she wants. You leave the scene, you might not be able to come back if you disappear too long. So you stay and do whatever you want with no fear. Mm-hmm. You said can't tell Kanye and his leggings nothing. Exactly. See? They do that to a lot of stars to try to control them. When they can't control them, they start doing all this weird stuff to them. And then when the stars don't comply, they're like, you know what? I'm gonna just do what I want, and I'm just gonna keep continuing to do what I do. If you don't like it, oh well, get over it. Y'all, But a lot of people, they fall for the okie doke and then they just comply. Or they don't really care. They're just glad to be there. When you have your own mind and you're smart, you're not gonna comply. You're just gonna do what you want to do. All right. Yeah. When people try to get you to do something in a stupid order, like you must do this, you gotta have to control that. You know what? No. Go get a dog if that's what you need. You know what I'm saying? A cat don't do what people say. Period. Okay, she Doja Cat, not no dog. She ain't going to follow no orders. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, cats do what they want. Period. Always will, always have. Dogs conform and comply. All right. People don't do that. That have that cat energy. You're like, nope. Okay, because they don't do it. The wolves turned into dogs. But so yeah, she ain't rolling with the devil. She's literally fighting for her own freedom of expression of self in her career. Mm-hmm. And also at the same time, vibrating on a higher frequency as well as broadening her consciousness and awareness of how people really are. Okay? Has nothing to do with no devil. Because if it was just the devil, that would be easy. Okay. Think about it. If it was just the devil, it would be so easy if the devil was real. Because think about this. If you were really into like the Bible and talking about God and the devil, like literally people could put the devil on trial, or they could put God on trial if they were real. They could be like, you know what? God, where were you when A, B, C, and D happened? Did those people deserve that? Well, no wonder these people are out here rolling with the devil now. You could think like that. Or since none of that is really existing, you could say, okay, well, people are trying to control someone and they're having a lot of trouble controlling them. And so they're using fear tactics, but they're not working. So that's it. That's why before you join any type of secret society or fraternal order, they ask you if you believe in a higher power so that they can manipulate you from the position of such higher power. That's why if you don't believe in a higher power, they won't let you in because they can't control you. Okay. You can lie and say you do just to see what's going to happen, but you don't believe in one. Like, no, sorry. Well, then you can't be a part of our order. Oh, well. Guess I won't be being manipulated today. Right? Guess I won't be manipulated today. Right? And a lot of people that were in some of those, societies, they'll tell you like, it's just a bunch of manipulation. Don't even bother. If you want to be manipulated, just go get a woman. Go get you a wife. Go get you a woman. That's all the manipulation you need. All right. You said, how can you lure someone that's been telepathically bothering you? Why would you need to lure them if they're bothering you? You love nonconformists. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why would you want to conform? That's boring. Anybody can conform. That's boring. Okay. Mm-hmm. Street cats get lured all the time by food. They be catching food. Sprinkle, sprinkle. They don't. They're not lured by food. Street cats catch food, ma'am, sir. All right, they get it. Can other people out voices in their head through black magic? Put voices in your head? I don't know. Like, here's my thing. It's up to you as an individual. What do you allow? Remember, you're supposed to be a god or a goddess. So what will you allow? How much? How like the word I'm looking for is how much access do you allow to other people? as a god or a goddess? You allow a little bit, a lot? Do you believe that you're the highest? Can you put black magic on God or goddess? Think about that. If someone did a spell right now on God, let's say y'all believe in God. If somebody put a spell and put a black magic spell on God, is it going to work? If you worship God and someone said, I put a black magic spell on God, are you going to believe them? Do you think it's going to work? Or do you fear for your God? That's how you have to feel about yourself. If you don't, then it's going to work. Okay? If you don't feel like that about yourself, then there may be an issue. That's why they won't let you into certain orders and secret societies if you don't believe in a higher power, because you can't be manipulated. Okay? Do I speak at spirits at any time or specific times? No, whenever you want. You have to be like tapped in to that frequency. Or if you just speak because you're always there anyway. Like if your house is set up to be a place where everybody is able to communicate when they want to tap in or not. Like in certain people's houses, they have offerings, they have altars, they have crystals, they have candles going, they're reading books, they're vibrating at a frequency of communicating in the spiritual realm. But if you're not in that space, let's say you're out in your car driving around, you have your own personal spirits and guides that you can also communicate with, through signs, or let's say music, or just any little subtle ways that they're allowed to come through that you give them. Yes. Okay. You said good or bad, we're always safe. Yeah, exactly. So if you believe in a higher power, you're more likely to be able to be manipulated. Okay. This is why a lot of, like on my other channel, this is why when a lot of people ask about narcissists and things like that, and they feel powerless in certain relationships, is because they give someone else power over them and they don't feel like they're the highest. This is why I teach women to feel like goddesses, because when you put yourself in that position, nothing can really affect you like that. Okay. So, okay. I don't believe in any higher energy because that's what they use to manipulate you. So even if you wanted to believe in one, in order to just protect yourself, you shouldn't. Why? Because that's what they use to manipulate you with. Okay? Just think about it. Whenever you're a little kid, how did they manipulate you? Ooh, you're going to go to hell. You better do right. You better stop doing that. So you stop doing it, right? When you got older, ooh, this, that's wrong. You're going to get karma. You're going to go to hell. That's wrong. That's evil. To control you, right? Then when you get a little bit older and you join some type of whatever, okay, no, you have to believe in a higher power in order to join this. Okay, why? You just do. Why? So we can manipulate you. Oh, okay. Never mind, Anne. You got to go. So if you don't allow people to hold something over your head because you believe in something, they can't. That's it. So don't believe in a higher power and no one can manipulate you. All right. Now, I'm not saying you can't feel like there is a source energy. I'm not saying you can't feel that, because if there is a source energy, then you become a part of it whenever you feel like it. That's what this book is. You become a part of source energy whenever you feel like it, baby. Whenever you feel like it. You're just like, okay, I'm ready to become source now. It's not like, how Jesus said in the Bible, the Father and I are not separate. Well, The source and I are not separate. The goddess and I are not separate. The whatever you want to call it and I are not separate. Therefore, it's not higher. Period. You can't manipulate me with it. So, if it's not separate, then it ain't higher. Think about it. So if your source, you said source is God, but I'm goddess. You see? And if I'm not separate from it, then it ain't higher. Get it? So I can't believe in a higher power if I am not separate from it. Therefore, I cannot be controlled by people that wish to control through religion, scare tactics, demons, devil stuff, trying to put stuff in your head based on what you believe in. That's like people are always asking me, what do you believe in? Whatever I need to believe in at the time I need to believe it. And then the next day I don't. So it's literally reprogramming yourself to not allow people to manipulate you through your belief system. Okay. So you are the higher power. Exactly. Let's say you believed in the Christian Bible and you believed what it said in there. And you read the part that says, the Father and I are not separate, except you're a woman. So you would say, the goddess and I are not separate. Therefore, there is no higher power. It is just me. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't exist here and as source at the same time. It just means you don't have a higher power, which means you cannot be manipulated by it. If you think of it in terms like that you are not able to be manipulated, it makes more sense. Okay. So you can read the Bible all day. You can feel like there's a source. You can do all of those things, but you don't have to believe in it. And when I say believe in it, I mean, that doesn't mean you have to be lower to it. It means you just have to say, okay, well, you know what? I'm part of that. So I don't have a higher power. I'm just part of a higher power, period. Like if they say, oh, do you belong to the human, do you believe in a human race? I'm part of the human race. What are you talking about? Do I believe in the human race? I'm part of the dang human race. That's it. It's like, does the air particle think that it's on its own and separate, or does it believe it's part of the atmosphere? I don't know. So never give your energy away by admitting that you believe in a higher entity or deity, because they will use it to manipulate you. Okay. There. That's the only thing. That's the only reason why I'm telling y'all that. Just try it. There is no side. The side is, do you want to be manipulated or not? You want to be the puppeteer or the puppet? Which one you want to be, baby? You want to be Pinocchio? Which one you want to be? You can pick, man, sir. Whichever one you want to be, that's what you want to be. You want to believe in something and be controlled by it, that's what you want. That's your choice. You don't, then you won't. Okay. So you want to work with spirits? You want to acknowledge spirits? You want to get answers from spirits? Then you can get answers from spirits. Are they a part of you? Perhaps. Are they just another part of you giving you information from realms that you're not able to access in this frequency? Perhaps. So either way, you're going to get what you want. Have I done any sacrifices? Yeah, I be killing bugs every day. They get in my house. You come in my house as a bug, you might not make it out. We got fly zappers everywhere. We got zappers. The only sacrifices that's being made is them insects that be flying in the house, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So, uh, but they literally sacrifice themselves because they be flying into the bug light. So I don't know what to tell them. All right. Exactly. So be who you are. Don't give your power away, and you have less fear and less people can manipulate. All right. You said a good sacrifice is action. Yeah, a lot of people think sacrifice means killing something. A sacrifice means doing a favor, doing some charity work, picking up some trash, you know, doing something you don't want to do that is going to be helpful to the situation. So going into your garden and weeding out weeds, stuff like that. That's a sacrifice because you're sacrificing your energy and your time to do something to make something better. Okay, more water. Don't let what? Don't let people trigger you. They poke to get a reaction and take your energy. Exactly. You don't let people trigger you. If a lot of people like to trigger you because I don't know why, but maybe it's just something that they do in their spare time or they don't have anything else better to do. But whatever they get out of it, great. But at the same time, you don't have to give it to them. It doesn't matter. Let them waste their energy trying to trigger you. That's how you get theirs. You transmute it. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Get your money, ladies, when you deal with anybody. If it's not profitable to you, if it's wasting your time and energy, don't even bother with it. There's a lot of people who know that they are goddesses and gods, don't allow people to bother them because they're above them mentally, spiritually, physically, and in a whole nother realm. You know what I'm saying? They're not even accessible most of the time. Okay. If you're not even accessible most of the time to lower energies, they're literally just wasting their time. Like a lot of times lower energies literally waste their time trying to affect something that's out of their reach, out of their realm, out of their timeline, out of everything. Okay. And it's wasted in vain and they just lose their energy. Okay. That's what happens. So remember that, y'all. Don't let people bother you. So who enslaved them? Themselves. Their mind, their beliefs. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Nope. Long ago. So who enslaved them? Themselves. Their own beliefs and whoever manipulated them into believing their beliefs. That's who. And guess what? A lot of times, those people have suffered from the same thing from someone else's hand. So that's what I'm saying. You put yourself there. That's literally it. By allowing others to make you feel a certain type of way about what you believe. So for example, like I said, you don't believe that there's a higher power. Nobody can really do anything but just make you feel like you're the god or the goddess. And that the worst thing that can really happen to you if you believe that you are god or goddess is that people are depending on you and that every move you make is important. But if you're not the goddess or you're not the god and you're just a goddess or a god, none of that stuff matters because that's not your job. Okay? Your literal job as your own god or goddess is to do whatever you want and whatever you like to do, whatever you stand for and want to teach. That's all your job is. It's nothing else. Unless you give yourself other jobs. But you can't allow people to manipulate you and all that kind of stuff. You just have to be who you are and not really care. Okay. When I think of new age spirituality, there's no such thing. Okay. It's just repackaged and reworded, but doesn't mean anything different. New ways to manipulate, new ways to view things, new ways to have a perspective. That's literally it. Okay. Can you decide the new pandemic? No, but it's already been written down. Like they've already decided the pandemic in the government, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. They already decided the next pandemic. You know what it is? The one everybody will fall for. That's what the one it is. Whatever one people gonna fall for and believe, that's what it is. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. See, they had to be very careful about how they came out with the last one because not everybody would believe it. So they had to put a fear factor on it and blow it up and make sure everybody saw what was happening on a grand scale for anyone to believe it. Because if nobody watched the news, nobody would believe it. So it's very mental. If you see it, then you tend to believe it. If you don't watch it, you don't care. You don't believe nothing. You just go on about your day. Okay. You said the new one is to make people go back to offices and taking job. Ooh, yeah. That sucks. All right. You've been working from home all this time. Now you got to go back into an office. Forget that. That's why I don't work for people. Advice on physically sensitive people to be unshaken when people trigger you. Best way to be unshaken is to remember that you are a goddess and that everybody is beneath you. And they can't get to your goddess level. That's why they mad. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's the best way to think about it. Because think about it. If you're a goddess or a god, what is a trigger gonna do? It's just a little trigger, right? It's so beneath you. Either you notice it or you don't. It's literally up to you to notice it or not. So therefore, if that's the only thing that they can do, it's very low in power. So imagine yourself as a goddess or a god and focus on something that you actually want to be focused on or whatever you want to do. And laugh. Like, that's it. Goodbye. You tried. Bye. So beneath you. So beneath you. You got to be very, like, so beneath me. You have to literally take charge and be like, that is so childish. That is so beneath me. That is so silly. Okay. Yeah, you don't believe in it. You just laugh at it and be like, so beneath me. Mm-hmm. Love yourself enough and be a goddess to stay not on no others demand your time and energy. Exactly. You said folks are playing tricks to try to get to you. Yeah, folks have to play tricks. That's how powerless they are. They got to play tricks. You know? it's kind of like a little kid. Like they can't really do anything to their parents, so they try to trick them, or prank them or something like that. But you can't do that to your parents. You can't do that to someone higher. That's all you can do, and it's literally laughable. And so a lot of times after they finish, their little pranks or tricks, it's like, oh, you're so silly, you're so funny. Now you're grounded. Goodbye. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm-hmm. Yeah, now you're grounded. There. And you have to be careful because some people don't know that they're higher and that they're gods or goddesses. And they take them triggers very, very seriously. That's why some people end up going to the extreme on certain things because they really take them dumb triggers super seriously rather than taking, themselves super seriously as a god or a goddess. Think about that. You have a choice. Either take the triggers super seriously or take yourself super seriously. I'm taking myself super seriously. Forget them triggers. That's what you have to think like. Like, I'm too good for that. I take myself too seriously as a goddess to be bothered by silly things. So, you don't see people as beneath you, but you genuinely don't give a F about people's opinions. Been like this since childhood. Okay. Well, I don't see people as beneath me unless they act like it. Okay. Until you act like it, I don't see you like that until you start acting like it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. There is a huge difference. Like when you are just talking to normal people, you don't see them as beneath you or lower until they start acting like it and showing you signs of it. So don't act like it and you won't be treated like it. Just act normal. That's it. Do you consider Virgin Mary to be a goddess? Does Catholic religion have a goddess? Do they name her a goddess or a saint? Is a saint the same as the goddess in Catholic religion? I don't know. Is she on the same scale as a Jesus figure? I don't know. Is she part of the Holy Trinity? We don't know. Honestly, you can just say she's a goddess if that's what you want, but I don't think they call her goddess. But you can just say she is if you want. All right. Well, if they're not going to give the title of goddess to any woman in a religion, then why even be a part of it? That's my thinking. If y'all ain't got no goddesses up in there, I ain't coming. I'm not even entertaining it. If all y'all got is men, then y'all keep them men. Y'all worship each other, men. Right? If men love men that much, let them stay together. Okay. Love each other, men. Worship each other, men. Go kneel down and worship your male gods, men. Pray. All right. Do you care about hurting others' feelings? You can't hurt someone's feelings if they don't care what you think. If they're your children and they don't know how to think correctly and not care about what other people think, you teach them. Teach them how not to care about what other people think. But if you're just if you're just a person that walks around caring about what every single person thinks, then if someone hurts your feelings, you just learned a lesson. You know what that lesson is? To stop caring what people think about you. Okay? They did you a favor when they hurt your feelings, to teach you to stop caring about what other people think about you. You think, let's say you believe in the God of the Bible. You think that when people talk bad about the God of the Bible, if he exists, does he care about what people are saying about him? No. Do people hurt his feelings? Is he sitting up there crying in heaven? Is that why it's raining? Then why should you? If ye are gods, then your feelings can't really be that hurt. Now, if you're children, or if someone hurt you in a way that you trusted that they would not hurt you, then I would say that's more betrayal than hurting of feelings. Okay, there's a difference. If someone said something to you that made you feel insecure about yourself or made you feel sad, it's because you valued what they thought about you. If you don't value what people think about you, they can't hurt your feelings. Okay. If somebody betrays you that you might have had trust with, that may be a different thing, because that's betrayal. It's not hurting a feeling. It's like, okay, you are not who I thought you were. And now I'm upset because I gave you the benefit of the doubt. And now that will happen never again. And so you also learn a lesson there. Stop trusting those type of people. And that's it. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Whatever spirits you like to use in your house or your, mentality, as long as they work for you, you know what I'm saying? Like, as long as I like to put my own special spin on things and create how I choose to in my own specific way, because it's easier for me. It's less predictable for other people as well. So if you use an order and a system and, this, and that, it's too orderly for me. Can't do it. You know what I mean? I have to create my own way of doing things. Like, I have to customize certain things. I can't just take something and just implement it into what I do. I need to customize it. It has to be custom. So that's why I don't have a formal way of doing certain things or using certain energies or certain things. That I mix it all up and customize how I want my, experience to be. Okay. Your feelings for yourself is your own validation of others for yourself. That's right. How someone can be the best version of herself by doing what they want and not allowing other people to tell them who they are. Because if you're the best version of yourself, nobody tells you who you are. Do what you want, basically. That's how. Do what you want and be consistent at it. Customize yourself, do what you want, and be consistent with it. Don't care about what other people think, what other people say you're supposed to be, what other people this, what other people that. They're not your manager. They ain't getting no 10%. You ain't paying them. They ain't got no say in whatever you're doing. So the best version of yourself is what you create yourself to be. Okay. Like, the best version of yourself to another person is totally different than the best version of yourself to yourself. You get it? So, for example, if you said, okay, I want you to make me the best version of myself. and somebody came in and did a total makeover on you and totally changed who you were, told you how to walk, talk, and act, gave you a whole different name and all that kind of stuff. And you looked in the mirror and you said, this is not my definition of the best version of me. This is what you thought was the best version of me, but it is just not. Okay. I mean, I'll, you know, some people will say, oh, this is a cute look for the day or for the week. And thanks for the free makeover. But this ain't the best version of me. This is just your, you know, this is just what you thought would look good, but it didn't. It looked good, but you know, it's not the best version of me because I didn't create it. So therefore it ain't. It's just the best version you thought of for another person. Basically, you would just be a stylist and the person would just go back to their own style after your makeover. All right. So be the best version of yourself how you want it to be. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said what? Sprinkle, sprinkle. You say your spirits are your deadbeat daddy and your mom's mom. I be cussing them out daily, but they feel bad for being bad family. And so when they were alive, everything I won't have. Good for you, lemon. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Do whatever you want. That's a funny way to work with it, but you know, if it's working, it's working. Right? It's like if you are, say you working with them guilty family members, good. Okay. Be yourself, everyone is already taken. Exactly. Yeah. You don't need to be nobody else. Yes, mission completed. Everyone is a god and a goddess. Do not conform and do what you want. This is like one thing I'm gonna tell y'all. The best way not to be envious or jealous of somebody or something like that is to just focus on you and what you want and making yourself the best version of yourself. You know what I mean? Because I don't even know how to be jealous of other people. This is sad. I don't even know how to be jealous of other people because I already have so much, so I couldn't be. Now, if there was something that you like about someone else or someone else that you like, that's totally different. But being jealous of someone, being jealous of them versus liking what they represent and liking something, you know, about them is totally different than being jealous. So you can't be jealous of people because it doesn't get you anywhere but looking crazy and jealous. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You've never been jealous of others because you love, exactly. Just love who you are and you won't ever be jealous. If you are around people that make you jealous, then you need to get away from them. They're making you that way. Because you shouldn't be jealous. You need to get around people that, you know, you don't feel jealous around. Okay? That's the only thing I can tell you. If you like on my other channel, when I tell people you can't hang around in pig beaches no more because they're going to get jealous of you because you're improving your life and your lifestyle. That's why as soon as people start leveling up, they can't be around certain people anymore because those people become jealous of them. And so if you see that happening, that's when you have to be like, oh, gotta go. Sorry, I see that in you. I gotta go. right? You got to be gone. You're like, okay. Or you don't tell them your business, so they can't be jealous of you. Either way. Spirits don't feel, but they love gifts. What? Okay. Spirits can't physically feel because they don't have a body. But energy still has a frequency. Okay. And that's what a frequency is. It's like emotion, energy in motion, which is a frequency. If they have a certain frequency, that is an emotion, but they don't have a physical sense or touch to feel unless they unless they gather up enough matter and energy to where they can affect your nerves on your body to make you feel like you've been touched. Or they could put enough energy to make you feel like you've been touched. But that's about it. You said those type of pygmies. Imagine if they put all that energy in hoping that they do better in life instead of hoping someone falls down. Imagine if they put all that energy towards themselves and how far they could be by now. You see how it doesn't make sense? It don't make no sense. You're putting all that energy focusing on someone else's downfall when you could have been where you wanted to be by now. That's what I'm saying. If they think backwards, that's why you can't deal with certain people. It's like they in a desert and they only have so much water, but they're gonna use that water to try to drown you, and then they're gonna end up dying of thirst. Because that's how crazy it is. Like literally. It's silly. They're gonna use all their water supply, knowing they're in the middle of a desert, trying to drown you in a desert. Versus focusing on how to get where they need to go and conserving their energy, aka water. Okay. You said jealousy comes from the intention of hurting others and taking what they have from them. Envy doesn't. Yeah. So, the thing is, like, a lot of people are just, I don't know why people are like that. Some people can't even really shine and be who they really are because so many other people will get mad at them for even just being them who they are. A lot of people will get mad at you just for being who you are, having access to the things you have access to, knowing the people that you know, having the life that you have. People will just be jealous because of who you just are. And those type of people don't need to hang around you. They don't need to be around you. They don't need to be in your life, no part of your life, nowhere near your life. Just they need to be totally in a whole nother dimension, realm away from you. You know why? Because they need to go find someone that feels that way about them because that's what they really want. Okay. They need to go find someone that looks at them and say, oh my gosh, I wish I had everything that they have and access to. And they need to go find someone jealous of them. Then maybe they'll feel good about themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because all jealous people do is make you feel extra good about yourself because they sit up there being jealous. Like it's not going to make you feel even better. Like, girl, I feel you. I know I'm all that. I'm not you. If I wasn't me, I'd be jealous too. That's all you have to say. That's all you have to feel. And then they'll start to look at themselves and be like, you know what? They looking real stupid right about now. So don't ever let them get to you because they don't matter. You said you had to lower yourself around friends. That's why I tell people you don't need friends because if you have to lower yourself to be around them, they're not compatible with you. Just move on, baby. Just move on to the next. Just be Be alone for a while and stop trying to have friends, because usually it never works out because people are silly. Okay. hmm Just, allow yourself to work on who you are and become even better so they can be even more mad. Okay? Like y'all gonna be even more mad. Y'all gonna be even y'all gonna be even more mad. Watch. Just just say that, y'all gonna be even more mad. Just allow yourself to feel that way. You said no new friends, Drake. You said an envious friend tried to ruin your wedding? Girl. My daughter said she gonna have people with water guns at her wedding with red Kool-Aid in it. And if anybody show up in white, they gonna get blasted. You know how it's rude to wear white to other people's weddings. So I like the same mentality. If somebody's coming in to ruin your day, y'all need to be like, you know what? Not today. Yeah. Because a lot of people will try to do it on purpose, even if it's subconscious. They don't even know that they're doing it sometimes. So, or they do and they don't care. Either way, you got to get them. You said dealing with a bunch of Godzillas. Well, I don't know. Do men have the same problem? Are men jealous of each other, or do they just mind their business and go, do what they got to do? I had no idea. Are men jealous of each other, or like on the same scale as women are? Because I don't know. I don't ever hear a man talk about other men unless they gay or something. I don't know. All right. Okay. Oh, they're more competitive than they are jealous. See, I think sadly, since men are more competitive and men are just, you know, competitive by nature, and women are just more talkative and gossipy, then I feel like, that probably why there's less jealous men and more jealous women in a lot of people's lives. You say they jealous and you a dude? Oh, dang. Well, I didn't know. hmm Men are so bad, jealous of other men. Okay, well, I didn't know. Good for them. You said your aunt was so bothered that she did witchcraft on you? Oh my goodness. That's sad, your own family. Like if you gotta be in a family like that, you might as well be a part, not even be a part of that family. You know what I'm saying? How do you teach your daughter not to care what other people think? They already know that. They don't care what other people think. Because they watch and learn from the master. Me. They grew up learning that from me. They're like, I'm just gonna act like my mama act when somebody do something stupid. I don't care. I don't care what you think. Do what I want. You know. So they had me to teach them. The best way to teach them is by example. Best way to teach is by example. You can't kill. You be like, you know what? I don't care about that. That's stupid. They don't affect me in any way. I don't care what you think. I'm going to still do what I want. You have to verbalize it and let them hear you say it several times. When someone tries to tell you something or make you care what they think, you have to verbalize it and teach your kids. Otherwise, they're not going to learn that. How do you deal with jealousy? I don't. It's beneath me. You know what I'm saying? I'm too good for it. It doesn't bother me at all because it's beneath me. If you're jealous of me, you're beneath me. That's how I feel. So it doesn't bother me because I don't deal with it. I automatically put them where they belong, beneath me. That's how I feel about jealousy. All right. Yeah. So if I feel like if you are jealous of me as a person, it's not really me you're jealous of. It's yourself, that you won't do what needs to be done in order to feel good about yourself. So I feel like it has nothing to do with me at all. And it's more about that individual person not feeling like they can accomplish what they need to accomplish in life to feel good about themselves. So I look at it from that perspective as well. Or when I'm being, petty, I'll say they're just beneath me. But either way, you're not going to deal with it. Okay? Yes. Either way, you're inferior or you're not going to deal with it. Don't bother. You see, if anybody looks at you with an envious eye, be wary of them. That back in the old days, like if you are an attractive person and you walk into any establishment, like a social establishment where people are trying to mingle with, men and women, and you walk in and you look good, you're going to have a lot of those type of eyes from certain types of women if you look good. So if you look good and you're used to it, then you're used to also ignoring it and seeing it as beneath you. Okay, so you develop this literal I don't care attitude because it's normal, So if you're not used to it, it's harder to deal with. But if you're used to it, you're like, you know what? Whatever. I do what I want. Y'all just mad. Yeah. Gotta have that attitude and not care. Mm-hmm. All right. Exactly. And I don't think people should be jealous because I don't think people should compare themselves to other people, not even spiritually. You shouldn't compare yourself to other people. Everyone has different talents and different gifts. And so you shouldn't be comparing yourself to the next person. Okay. You ain't them and they ain't you. You never will be. So stop comparing yourself to other people. There's no reason to be jealous. Just be the best person you can be and do what you got to do. That's literally it. Okay. You mean if someone is jealous because you possess qualities they lack? Yeah. Well, if you possess qualities that they lack, then they need to work on themselves, not be wasting time and energy trying to be jealous. All right. Anyway, I got to go. So if you have your house spirits, you just want to work with some, or you want to, see if your house spirits are going to communicate with you, put an offering out, make a little house altar. It doesn't have to be anything spectacular. Just put like, some fresh flowers or some herbs or a plant on there. Maybe a piece of cake or a cookie or, something. You could put some incense or a candle on there. a little glass or a bowl of water, and maybe, you know, let that go for about a day or two. And then if you want to try to communicate with them, get your oracle cards or your pendulum or your tarot cards, or if you do spiritual writing, you know, do spirit writing, and see, you know, you can ask a couple of questions and you see the answers. If sometimes they help you with good ideas if you're trying to figure out ideas. So just try to communicate with them. They're not, you know, they're part of your household. They're part of, you know, your everyday living. And so they're not going to be dangerous or anything. Now, if you're calling spirits from elsewhere, you know, if you're trying to conjure up spirits from here and there and, you know, use, you know, stuff like that, that's different. So you specifically calling on your house spirits. If they have names, do you want to give them names? You can, I don't know. I just say house spirits. All right. So, if maybe over time, as you get more comfortable with them and get to know their personalities or energies, you can name them. All right, I gotta go. See y'all on the next one. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank y'all, everybody who came here from the other channel. And don't worry, those videos are going to be temporarily unavailable, except only to members, just for a little while until I get a few things solved on that channel. But a lot of the older videos are still available over there, so you don't have to worry. All right, I'll see y'all later. Bye.